Welcome to the Name Redacted podcast, America's most beloved podcast, the most downloaded Red Sox podcast in the world. Big show today. Huge show today. Yeah. I know. You look surprised, Tyler. Why do you look surprised?
Just the way you were talking before the show. You're like, I have a major life announcement. There was a lot you were telling me.
Life announcement. We have Red Sox Lottery. We're going to drizzle some ketchup.
Lots of ketchup.
Lots of ketchup. Will Fleming, another voice submission.
Oh.
Yep. Voice submission. Red Sox are we're gonna do the Stop and Shop look ahead, and I believe as of this time, you could correct me if I'm wrong, only 2 pitchers have been announced for the whole series.
That sounds right.
Like no starters have been announced for the first 2 games.
Nope.
Beautiful. So it'll be a nice, quick Stop and Shop look ahead. Maybe we'll call Dallas again. I don't know. I'm wearing a fucking awesome shirt right now. Like, listen, I usually don't wear shirts like this, but I went to my buddy's cookout earlier, and he said it was Hawaiian shirt themed. And he said, do not show up unless you have a Hawaiian shirt. So I go to TJ Maxx or Marshalls, no free ads. Go
Humble
to Marshalls, walk in there, and I'm skimming through, and I see one with like flamingos. I was like, that'd be funny. But here's my thing. So my friends are assholes. So in my mind, I'm thinking, get a Hawaiian shirt that you would be comfortable wearing, knowing that you might be the only person wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Like, this could be a prank. Like, they could be saying, like, yeah, fucking Hawaiian shirt party. All right, everyone, like, no one's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Just, like, make sure, like, Jared shows up in one who look like an asshole. Like, they would do something like that. So I was like, all right, fine. Like, if we're going to go Hawaiian shirt, either I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt with everybody, or I'm wearing a shirt where I'm like, I don't give a fuck. The prank's on you. I look awesome in this shirt. So I went in there, $12.99 for this shirt. This sounds like an ad. It's not. I'm just telling you. This shirt was $12.99, Tyler.
You're not getting that at Goodwill.
No, I mean, this is like, look at this. Tyler, look at this.
Listen, I'll hand up.
Tyler,
I came in.
Look at this shirt.
You look good. You look sexy.
Thank you. It's a great shirt. I could make Hawaiian shirts like my thing now. Like, would you, if you saw this, you wouldn't even think it's like Hawaii. It's more like tropical than Hawaiian.
Yeah, it just feels like cookout vibes. That's exactly the way I describe it.
Summer vibes. This is like a beach shirt. Not that I go to the beach or go outside. Jake, you like this fucking shirt?
It's a great shirt, dude.
I'm gonna get you the exact same shirt.
Me too?
No. No.
Fuck you. You don't think I could pull that off?
No.
I have nice eyes.
What, you think that like the blue brings out what color are your eyes? They look like shit.
They're brown. They are brown,
Yeah,
but there's
exactly.
a bluish tint.
There's not. You couldn't pull this shirt off. Jake
My sister has blue eyes.
All right, well then you didn't win in the genetic pool. Like, you ended up with shit brown, which I also have brown eyes, but not to get sidetracked here, but I'm just saying, this is a great shirt. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, shout out to this shirt. If you're not, I get it. People have office jobs. They're driving around in their car during the day. They listen to the podcast. We appreciate those people as well. But I'm just saying, you're missing out on the shirt if you're not watching on the YouTube. You know what you're missing out on, Tyler?
What?
You're missing out on Knockaround sunglasses. You really are. Because this episode is sponsored by Knockaround Sunglasses. Quality, polarized, affordable shades, including new MLB and U.S. women's soccer team pairs. Check them out at knockaround.com. I actually do have a pair for you.
Send them over. I need them.
I do. I have them.
That in the shirt. Same delivery.
I'm not going to get you the shirt.
We'll talk about it.
You the shirt. But I will give you the sunglasses. Jake, I also have a pair of sunglasses for you as well. And there are... Unsurprisingly, there are Yankee fans who listen to Name Redacted. We appreciate you guys as well. And some of them have reached out and been like, hey, I heard you have some Knockaround Yankee sunglasses on your hands. Would love to take them off your hands for you. And I was like, listen, maybe we'll do that. Maybe it's like a little appreciation for the Yankee fans listening to a Red Sox podcast. Like, all right, yeah, we got some Yankee Knockaround sunglasses. Maybe I don't know how we would do that giveaway. Like, if you're a Yankee fan and you want the Yankee Knockaround sunglasses, then you need to write a 5-paragraph essay on why the Yankees are an unserious franchise, which I bet they probably would love to do right now. Like, they just got walked off by the Colorado Rockies.
That's what I was just about to say. I feel like they're in a dark place here. Maybe this is your charity to them. They're always saying you're kicking them while you're down, but you've been nicer lately. Maybe this is another step in that direction. Hey, listen, being in last place, that's a hard life to live. Take these sunglasses. Protect your eyes.
Protect your eyes from what you're seeing out there. Protect your eyes from the shine of the Red Sox right now. Best record in Major League Baseball over their last 12 games. Best record in the American League for about a month now. Listen, I know that people want to point to the standings and say, hey, the Boston Red Sox, oh, wow, cool, you leapfrog the Yankees, and we don't have Aaron Judge. If one player, this is what I tweeted at the beginning of the season when Edwin Diaz went down. This applies to the Yankees. I said, when they were complaining about Edwin Diaz's injury and the season's over and blah, 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 if your team's success and failure revolves around one player, then you're not a very good team. The Yankees can't keep using the Aaron Judge excuse. He took batting practice yesterday, but their success and failure almost entirely revolves around Aaron Judge.
Without a doubt. And you look at where the Red Sox are and everything they went through. I think one of the most impressive things about this win streak is how this stretch of winning, 10 out of 12. They're doing it with so many horses down. Garrett Whitlock, Tanner out, Chris Sale, multiple relievers from John Schreiber to Richard Blyer. Name the names across the board here. The Red Sox are drowning in injuries, and yet they're playing their best baseball of the entire season. Drowning in them. And we're getting all these injury updates. Pablo Reyes down in AAA. We still haven't got Trevor Story back.
They put him in the fucking outfield.
He's playing, and that speaks to Kike Hernandez. I think that's a point I want to get to later on in this thing. But that's the stuff you're looking at here. This Red Sox team, say what you will about them. Once again, when they've had their backs against the walls, they've come out with a nice stretch of winning and showed, hey, we're not going to drown. We're staying competitive no matter what. It's just how much can you play this into now? Now you got Oakland coming up here. Can you make this, a month and a half, 2 months of a really good, winning streak for them or, period overall? That's the stuff that can set the tone for the entire trade deadline. And I think Bloom and Eddie Romero's comments, they're not going to pour everything into this team clearly. But hey, if you want a little help similar to 2021, that avenue still is there. It's up to them to go get it.
I think the answer is yes. I think they can have that type of run. They are having that type of run. I think the real question is that enough? Right? Because last year they had a run. They had a month run where it was even better than the run that they're on right now. And I don't want to have a conversation about quality of opponents and yada, yada, but some of this run that the Red Sox have been on have not been against the best of teams, but they've also kind of had their struggles against teams that they should have handled. It's been a weird year. Because then, you look at a team like the Yankees and they just lost a series to the Colorado Rockies. That's basically when the Red Sox got swept by the Marlins. Am I right?
Yeah, swept by the Marlins, and that was kind of
the beginning of the run,
bottom-ish before they went on the run.
Yeah, and that run was to get to where they are right now, which is what, 6 games over?
6 games over 500.
6 games. The season high is what, 7?
I think it was 8, wasn't it?
That seems overzealous.
It's right in that ballpark, right around the time of the Phillies when they went to Philly and Sale was dominating. Brendan Bernardino was looking great. Life was good at that point. It was
7.
Beginning of May.
Red Sox, most games over 500 this season was 7. Last time that they were 7 games over 500 was May 6th. Most games under 500, 3. And that was in April 13th. So they've never gotten too high and they've never gotten too low. They've either been somewhere between 7 games up and 3 games under. They've never been holy fuck, that was a bad start, or damn, that was a hot start for them. Or yeah, they're in a good spot. They're watchable. I'm engaged.
They're fun right now.
Yeah. I'm having fun watching the Boston Red Sox. And the other thing too, it's not so much we have essentially 2 openers now in the rotation. It's the guys who are contributing. I think it would be more boring if it was kind of if Adam Duvall in April, that was fun, but I think we kind of see the writing on the wall where that might be someone that's getting traded. If Adam Duvall was, carrying the Red Sox right now and the rest of the offense was doing dick, then you'd be oh, this is great, but what happens when the Red Sox trade him? Masataka Yoshida going off against the Cubs. That's awesome. Rafael Devers going off against the Cubs. That's awesome. Tristan Casas homering in every single game. That's awesome. Those are all pieces that are going to be here. Like the reason why the Red Sox are winning aren't because these like stopgap veteran players. It's the guys that are going to be here. That's great. Like now you can get invested. Like if it were the Duvals of the world and the Justin Turners of the world that were just simply carrying the Red Sox offensively, then you're like, that's great and all, but we're kind of looking towards the future at this point. We're enjoying the present, but we are looking towards the future. But you've got Brayan Bello once again going 6 innings. I mean, it's almost like him going 6 innings was a disappointment. At the beginning of the year, how long did it take before we saw a starter go 6 innings? And then Brayan Bello has this stretch where he's going 7 every time out. Then he only goes 6 against the Cubs. And you're like, oh, fuck, what's going on? Like, this is bad. But Brayan Bello is the reason why the Red Sox are playing good baseball right now. Tristan Casas, Masataka Yoshida, Rafael Devers, Jarren Duran still just pulling doubles out of his ass left and right. These are the guys that are going to be here. So that's why when you look at the prospect of the future, but you also kind of like, all right, well, I'm interested in what's going on right now because these are pieces. These are pieces that once you get the Roman Anthony's and the Marcelo Myers and the Shane Drohans, once they get up here and the next wave arrives, well, who are they joining up with? Are there prospects that have gotten called up that flopped? Well, no. I feel like pretty much this wave they're hitting on these guys.
There's people begging. There's people preying on the Tristan Casas demise. Seeing those conversations on Twitter.
Who the fuck are these people, by the way?
Do you see them?
Fuck. Yes. I mean, honestly, is it all right? Fair or unfair, Tyler? The people that don't see it or still are out on Tristan Casas, mostly boomers.
They're over the age of 50. They hate fingernails being painted. And for whatever reason, they think Tristan Casas is Bobby Delbeck 2.0, which anyone with a brain would tell you Bobby Delbeck wasn't a top 100 prospect. Tristan Casas was a top 40 in the game, top 30 on some publications. It's been 2.5 fucking months. How much more do you need to see? And has it been perfect? No, the defense is still a little up and down, but guess what?
It's getting better.
He's a young player. He had a nice play at third base in this series, made a nice throw to get an out in a key spot. But you go back to May 1st here. We're talking 2.5 months. This isn't the middle of June. This isn't, June 1st. I know people were getting mad when I was tweeting those stats before. We have 65 games since May 1st. 269, 353, 473, 825. Over an 800 OPS in his first full season. 9 jacks over that time. You may say, well, I need a little more power. Well, guess what? Smile, because these stats were from this morning. They weren't from today's game. So add another homer on top of that. The power is coming through here. What more do you want out of a guy in his first big league season? You think all these people who are tweeting, I'm sorry to Jarren Duran. All right, well, that took a couple years. We're talking, 2021 he came up, didn't click. 2022, clicked for a bit, stopped working. This is his first full year, and we're watching it happen in front of us. This is the shit you get excited about. And I understand, people may get upset or have those weird things about him from earlier in the season where they thought he was cocky or whatever it may be. How can you not be excited about a young player who's competitive, who's cocky, like not in a bad way, but he's confident. He has the Dustin Pedroia confidence, and he's been doing it for months. It's not weeks, it's months at this standpoint. And you know how he's doing it? Despite some, I think we've all questioned Cora at times when he hasn't been in the lineup or whatever it is. Guess what? He doesn't bitch. He doesn't complain. He goes out there. He pinch hits today and hits a 2-run bomb to center field. This is what you get excited about. This is someone you can pencil in and say, he's going to be here for a long time. And if you're telling me an 800 OPS in his first season is where you start, get excited because he's going to hit the ceiling of those, evaluations that were on him when he came into the big leagues.
Let me ask you a question, Tyler. Jarren Duran, are you happy with the season that he's having?
Thrilled. How could you not be more excited? Do I think there's some regression coming? Sure, but it's been
short
great.
answer. Short answer. You're happy with Jarren Duran?
C.
He has greatly overexceeded your expectations.
100%.
He's having an outstanding season.
Fantastic.
Tristan Casas better OPS right now.
Yeah.
Tristan Casas 848 OPS. Jarren Duran 837. What about Alex Verdugo? A lot of people said he should make the All-Star team.
He's had a very good season. Cooled a bit, but very good.
Tristan Casas is hitting 273. Alex Verdugo is hitting 274. Tristan Casas' OPS, again, 848 to Alex Verdugo's 782. And again, there was a groundswell for Alex Verdugo to make the All-Star team this year. Tristan Casas, noticeably better offensively than Alex Verdugo. So
I have one.
Go ahead.
There was a guy who left this offseason, which we've talked about a lot. I think
Julio
everybody
Daniel
has.
or Xander Bogarts?
Xander Bogarts,
Ooh.
who, we talked about, like, professional hitter, and he's been hurt this season. He hasn't been healthy. We get that. But it's a 736 OPS. Tristan Casas, 751 going into today. Like, all this slander and all this.
Tristan Casas' this is since May 1st.
Oh, yes. I'm reading right now from this season. Right now, Tristan Casas has a higher OPS than Xander Bogarts.
Okay. I'm doing since May 1st, since we were talking about those numbers. But, yeah, no. Tristan Casas, since May 1st, is 4th on the team in OPS. Yoshida, Turner, Devers, Casas.
What more is there to say?
I think it's not necessarily what more to say. It's what more to ask. Like, what is it about him that some of these fans aren't seeing? Is it as simple as, and I trust me, I don't want to say I get it, but it would make sense if this were the answer. But first impressions are everything. And his April was not that great. And I feel like fans watch the first month, they see the numbers, and they're like, all right, well, this is what he is. They take a 1 month sample of a rookie, and they're like, well, this is just simply what he is. And they ignore what he has done since. And maybe it is the nail polish and the
It's
whatever.
all
Like,
of it.
who cares? I don't give a fuck about any of like the off the field stuff. It's just, if he wants to, he's unapologetically himself, whatever. But I think people, the batting average. Well, he's not hitting for a high enough batting average.
Your
It's like,
first
okay,
baseman's hitting 270 since May 1st. What more fucking do you want?
I don't know.
Like, look at the OBP, and that's part of it. It's because he draws a lot of walks, and it's because in reality, out of all the prospects we've talked about here, who's the one you've been waiting on to come up to the big league level for the longest? It's Tristan Casas, right? He was kind of always the one everyone stared at and said, before you even had Marcel Meyer drafted, like, we clung to Tristan Casas when the system was kind of building back up in Barron. It was all about him, the Freddie Freeman comps, the Joey Votto comps, whatever it may be. Well, he's here, and they just expect some of these guys to dominate right off rip. That doesn't happen. Look at Spencer Torkelson. Guy was the first overall friggin' pick in the draft. Tristan Casas was a high school bat, worked his way up, had some injuries, whatever it is. He stayed healthy this year. He's hitting. He's getting better. The OPS has gone up every single month. What more is there to that equation besides people who just don't want to say they were wrong? They don't want to admit there's a young core here because then that's tipping your cap and saying, all right, Chaim Bloom, there's a plan there.
That's the other connection too. That's the other connection too, is they don't want to give the nod to Chaim Bloom being like, this makes sense. Even though Casas was not a Chaim Bloom pick,
Bloom's just still. He's told you he's waited to bet on him. He said, this is part of what we're going to do to build this core. We envisioned him all these years. Mm-hmm. But you'll see, that will be the flip narrative. And I've already seen it a couple times. Like, I don't want to hear any Casas love without saying thanks, Dombrowski. You can't have it both ways, man. They've waited in this organization to let him develop, give him time. They didn't trade him. They didn't rush him. They always said, watch, he'll be worth it when he gets here. He's showing why he's worth it.
Mm-hmm. He sure is. Where am I going here? Okay. Get that winning feeling from the gridiron to the diamond and beyond with DraftKings Sportsbook. With money lines, props, parlays, and more, you can bet your favorite sports and take a shot at huge wins. So what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code Jared, Jared. New customers can score $150 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5 on anything, only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code Jared. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after insurance. Opt-in and 10-plus leg requirement for 100% boost. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/baseball terms. All right. So the Red Sox, and by the way, what did you and I, Tyler, we went 2 out of 3 there?
Yes, we both had 2 out of 3.
I think I went win-win-loss, and it was win-loss-win, but
yeah,
whatever.
I do think that was your prediction.
Yeah. I didn't have them beating Justin Steele. Like, that was very surprising to me that they just kind of took him to the woodshed. But that's why the Klark's Ketchup Series MVP is going to be an interesting discussion. It's going to be very interesting.
It's a weird one.
Yeah, there are a lot of guys that are worthy, but I will say, as an early teaser, that Masataka Yoshida grand slam kind of changed the entire... Like, the Red Sox had bases loaded with nobody out, and they had pushed across a run in that inning, but I believe it was before they had loaded the bases, if I'm remembering correctly. It was the
Ref Snyder RBI single, right?
Yeah, so, like, they had bases loaded, nobody out, and you're thinking this is about to be a huge inning. Like, they're about to absolutely face fuck the Cubs. And then Devers struck out, and then someone popped out to third, maybe?
No, you're right. It was the third. I can't remember who it was. Let me pull up the lineup.
I don't remember who it was, but it was someone that should be doing damage.
Duvall?
Yeah, it was Duvall. Yes. Yeah, because it was lefty-righty, and I was like, all right, like Duran's not in the lineup today. Adam Duvall, this is why you're here. You're supposed to be mashing lefties. Devers strikes out, Duvall pops up, and then you get Yoshida, and you're like, all right, yeah, I feel good about Yoshida. Like, he can hit lefties, but it is a lefty-lefty matchup.
At
Wrigley. And I want to say the count was... I don't think he had 2 strikes on him. Might have been like 2-1, something like that. But yeah, fucking Masataka Yoshida puts a good swing on it. I'm watching at this barbecue in my Hawaiian shirt. Ball just continues to sail, lands in the basket, and that felt like it was game. It was basically yesterday's game, but in reverse. Like, Bellinger hit the grand slam to make it 6-0, and you were like, all right, fine. I guess I can... That frees up my Saturday. This fucking game's over. And it felt the same exact way on Sunday. Like, you're sitting there, Yoshida hits the grand slam. It's very similar to that Brewers series when Yoshida went off. And it's like, that was when Yoshida finally took that step from, hey, I'm going to stop just, like, hammering the ball into the ground. I'm going to start elevating. And then he hit was that a 2 home run game for Yoshida?
It was same inning, wasn't it? 2 homers in that 8th inning.
Yes, you're right. Yes. Yeah, so he hits 2 home runs in the same inning against the Brewers, and that felt like, all right, it's game. It's iced. Same thing happened on Sunday against the Cubs. Like, Stroman, say whatever you want about Stroman, he had not been pitching super great in the last handful of starts coming into this one. Looked like an absolute stud. Like, I thought if he went complete game shutout against the Red Sox, that would not have surprised me in the least bit. Like, keeping guys off balance, mixing up his pitches. He's a deception guy. So Saturday, I was fine losing that one because in my head, I'm thinking I'm just banking on him continuing to struggle, and that obviously didn't happen. If he's on, see you later. Like, he's been fucking awesome this year.
And they punted that game very quickly on Saturday. Like, they threw Taylor Scott out there. They said, buddy, you're getting DFA'd after the fucking game. Like, go out there after you embarrass yourself the night before.
Think about, you're about to hop on a flight to go to fucking Oakland knowing that you only have one starter. You can't, like, James Paxton, or whatever. Like, I don't care. It's like, it's one stinker. I think Red Sox fans overreacted a little bit when they were like, oh man, like right before the deadline now, like his value is going to go down. Like, spare me. Absolutely spare me on that one. He was going to have a clunker at some point. The timing was unfortunate because, yes, the trade deadline is a couple weeks away. 1. 2, you are about to go out to the West Coast and you're probably going to use 2 openers here. Maybe you bring someone up as like a spot start. I don't know. But if you go 2 openers and Paxton can't give you innings on Saturday, that puts you in a compromising position because now you've got roll out some bullpen arms on Saturday for a loss. It's one thing if it's like, all right, yeah, Paxton, the knee's barking at me. I can only give you 3 innings today, but I'm exiting the game. It's 4-2. At least you're in it, But you just have that explosive inning. And people were blaming Kike on Saturday. The defense.
I have some shit to say about Kike. I'm sorry.
No. I'm not saying that you can't say that, but he did walk 2 or 3, hit a guy.
He put the first 3 on, 2 walks and a hit by pitch. The inning's on Paxton. I saw some people getting mad at me for that, for bitching about Kike. But can we be honest? First off, hard play I get going.
I'm not defending Kike. I'm just saying that a lot of the traffic was Paxton's own doing.
Yeah, Paxton, the fire is his fault. He started the fire. He didn't have his best stuff. Like, you go back, his only other clunker was against the Angels. And I think that was his 3rd start with the Red Sox. Every other start has been 3 earned runs or less. There's only been 1 start that has been 3 earned runs. Everything else has been 2 earned runs or less. That's how good this guy's been. And, his ERA friggin' goes through the roof. I think it was 270 going into today. It's 351 now. So, you eat shit when you've only had 11 starts or whatever it is. But I don't know. That Kike Hernandez inning, I couldn't believe chorus quotes before the game. I was like,
saying, what? Oh, like we trust in him and all
what
that?
Are we talking about here? Dude, 10 days ago, we said, buddy, Yu Chang will be playing shortstop every single day for us moving forward. Well, let's not start running this conversation back here. Because in that inning where Kike goes to his right, I get it. He can't get the ball out. Tough play. Should have got the out, but it didn't happen. What really pissed me off was the attempted double play later in that inning. Like, what are you doing? The Trey Mancini where he reached, he's just throwing the ball without a fuck to give. Like, that's the exact shit we were talking about. He's turning around, not even seeing where the runner is and just letting it fly. Stop it. And you saw it today in that game right there, that second game, right? The defense, Devers not doing it at third. Wong also drops that ball. A lot of things go wrong. They didn't give Paxton a chance to get his rhythm back. Today's game, Yu Chang at shortstop. What happens is Cutter Crawford's struggling. It's completely night and day. Yu Chang with that rocket on the first double play to somehow turn that, and then a couple innings later behind the bag to turn the double play. That's what good defense does for you. It just keeps this team steady, because when one of those weird defensive errors or mistakes happen, and it's been like that for a couple years now, it just keeps happening. It's like a wildfire. They can't stop making the errors. And before you know it, Cody Bellinger takes you deep on a grand slam. And you're like, well, there goes that game. Today, you keep Cutter in it. He gives you 6 innings after Paxton could only give you 3. And you're like, all right, I don't even feel bad about the bullpen now going into the series, because you were able to reset yourself a bit. That's the difference. I see no reason why Yu Chang shouldn't be out there as much as humanly possible moving forward until, Trevor Story's back.
I agree. Here's the quote that people went nuts over. And rightfully so. This was on yesterday. Alex Cora on Kike Hernandez. This is from Christopher Smith, Mass Live. I can say with confidence that we've turned that page a month ago, Cora said before Saturday's game. He's been playing really good shortstop for us for a month now. We move him around, but I'm very confident with him playing short. He found a few things he was doing mechanically wise, and I think it's paying off. So I don't have any issue with him playing shortstop today. Famous last words. I mean, I love Kike, but I feel like most of my affection for Kike was developed as a center fielder in 2021. Like, seeing Kike play shortstop has not been one of the finer things that I've gotten to witness as a Red Sox fan. I think he would acknowledge that it has been a tough go. There was one play where he had to go to like his backhand, kind of like up the middle in the hole there. And that resulted in getting no outs. I feel like that's one of those plays where it's tough you're not going to assume the double play at all, but we could have gotten 1 out in that spot. And then there was another play up the middle where I think they recorded the out at second, but then he just fired the fucking ball past Casas at first. So yeah,
it's just irresponsible. That pisses me off, because that's not just like, oh, I can't make the throw. That's like, dude, like, what the fuck are you? Stop trying to be Superman. You can't play the position. Why are you trying to do that?
At this point, I don't know. I can't see why Yu Chang wouldn't be playing shortstop every day from this point forward. Like, I don't know what they're seeing that we're not. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. Even if I am Kike Hernandez, I'm telling them stop. Like,
Please.
I would have so much like embarrassment that I'm not playing well. Not just like not playing well, but like not like really, really not playing well. That I would be like, stop putting me in the lineup at short. I would be asking, like, hey, if I can't play center or I can't play second base, I'm fine sitting on the bench. Like, I'm tired of fucking going out there playing shortstop and doing this. Like, it's just not working. It's not working. Like, stop believing in me. That's what I
give
that's how
up
I would feel
on me,
about it.
please.
Please give up on me.
But I think that's where the Red Sox are right now, where they're like, dude, they keep kicking the can down the road. Pablo Reyes is on the longest rehab assignment of all friggin' time. Like, he's playing second, short, now he's playing center field. And I think, as we mentioned earlier, that's very telling to me. We never even heard a whisper of Pablo Reyes in center field earlier in the season. The fact that they're telling him, well, we're basically preparing you to play the Kike Hernandez role. That's a hard spot. And you look at Christian Arroyo, he's been hitting. He's been hitting for some time. And I do think we also got to touch on Justin Turner at second base in the series opener. But it's hard to go tell Christian Arroyo, who's been hitting 300 for the last couple of weeks, go kick rocks. Pablo Reyes, who really was one of the main guys that kept you afloat when Yu Chang went down. What are you going to tell him to go kick rocks? Kike Hernandez, like 10 days ago, dude, you were sat down and you basically crapped on Alex Cora when they asked him in the media. Like, when they asked, like, dude, like, what did you think of sitting down? He goes, agree to disagree. What are you talking about? Agree to disagree. You haven't been doing anything. You've been awful. Obviously, putting you back out there isn't helping anyone either. You are the least valuable player in the entire sport right now. So guess what? Yeah, you're going to sit your ass down on the bench. We're going to let you refresh because Cora respects you, because they're trying to give you a shot, hoping there's some version of you left, even the pre-2021 version, and it's just not there. So what is the conversation at this point? It just keeps turning back to him. And based off what Catillo told us last episode, it doesn't feel like his voice in the clubhouse is the loudest voice by any means. I think Justin Turner has clearly stepped up into a very big role in there. And props to Kike for getting him to come here, but it doesn't feel like this clubhouse exactly needs Kike Hernandez anymore.
What would be the move if that is a DFA? Who would it be for? Pablo Reyes?
That would probably be what it is. If they're preparing him to play center field, how else do you explain it?
That would be a bold move with what they're paying Kike and the resume, no pun intended. That would be a bold move. Like, I feel like that's like a Trevor Story thing where it's like, yeah, of course we need the roster spot and sorry, but it is what it is. Like, to DFA Kike for Pablo Reyes, a dude that no one was even thinking about in spring training. What a plot twist that would be.
It's a tough pill to swallow, but it'd be Chaim putting his hand up and saying, well, this isn't working. I'd give him credit for just saying, all right, like, I fucked up. Like, I'm going to cut ties. We've seen with Corey Kluber. He hasn't been willing to go that far. Slightly different situation with your depth and everything, but I don't know. What else can you explain? Like, if they were going to move off Pablo Reyes, wouldn't they have by now? Or are they just saying, like, let's see if an injury happens and it figures out everything else for us?
Well, but I mean, part of it has to be, that's a position that we've struggled the most at, undoubtedly. And we have depth there, but we've already, just in the first half alone, had to use all that depth. Like, everyone had, if you have any expertise, if you have any experience at all at shortstop, you've played shortstop this year.
Even somehow Bobby Delbeck, who now is not allowed to go near shortstop, thank the heavens.
No, he's actually probably the second best option that we have.
Spare me. With Kike, though, like, it's just what direction can you go from here? And the reality is, Trevor Story, it seems like we're getting an update on Tuesday. I'm assuming it's going to be his rehab assignment start date. Another guy is going to have to leave. So do you just make the hard decision now and say, all right, let's just get this over with, and ultimately in a couple of weeks, we're going to have to DFA another guy here? And credit to Yu Chang, who hit a homer in the series, had a couple hits today. Like, when he's out there, he's giving you what you need.
Mm-hmm. It is like night and day, though, like defensively with Yu Chang out there.
It's the whole vibe of the team. It's different.
Yeah. I didn't want to bring up the comparison because I have moved on and I'm not trying to harp on it. But the Kike experience at shortstop really made me appreciate Xander Bogarts.
Oh, of course.
Just like the routine plays that we took for granted getting made and the throw, just everything about it. It's like, man, I'm not saying like, oh, like it's not one of those angry things where you're sitting there thinking, why the fuck didn't the Red Sox pay Xander and like get this done? Looking at his number, maybe he has an MVP caliber season next year. I don't know, but in year 1 of 11. I think the Red Sox probably made the right call. But again, I think he's playing through pain. I think he's just as capable of coming out next year and having one of the best seasons of his entire career. But again, like the 11 years is just fucking wild.
Go get wrist surgery, Xander. I want to see you enjoy the second half of your career. I'd like that, please.
Yeah, me too. But for now, Yu Chang, please. What's the update on Trevor Story? Is that like it's not a setback, but there was something that looked like a setback?
Yeah, no, they came out. People were kind of spreading that message on Twitter. It's not it at all. They said they were going to start a rehab assignment after the All-Star break. He's progressing. Everything's going well. There was the report, a week ago saying like they heard guys in the clubhouse like wowing over Trevor Story's arm strength at shortstop right now. Like people are excited and impressed with what they're seeing. It's just they're going to announce the day he starts his rehab assignment then. But everything's still, moving in the right direction. I think Cora was even saying like he's pushing very heavy to start.
Yeah.
Seems like they're just trying to pace, slow him down. He's a competitor. I get it. We know who Trevor Story is.
Painful decisions are coming.
Cora said it was a good thing, the way he framed it. He's like, it means we have good players.
I saw that quote. That was interesting.
I think the Sox want, like, in a perfect world, they can trade Kike. They don't want to get to the DFA standpoint because then you do, and it takes, it's a couple pennies off the dollar, whatever, more than that, most likely. Can someone take him and maybe give us a couple $1 million of salary relief?
I would have to imagine. Well, the problem is teams know that the Red Sox are going to be desperate for roster space. So they might sit there and say, oh,
force your hand.
Yeah, like why would I pick up some of that salary if I know Trevor Story's coming back? Not that Pablo Reyes is like an impact player, but it's like, yeah, you want Pablo Reyes to come back. You need to clear this roster spot. We've seen Kike play shortstop. I'm sure you prefer that it's Kike that isn't on the roster anymore. So we're just going to wait it out. You're going to designate him for assignment. If he clears, then you're going to grant him his release, and then we can just sign him for league minimum, prorated. Why would we give you something? It's not that like you're going to get back anything. You're looking for someone to at least pick up some of the tab. That's all. Like you're not getting it at like a prospect back that's worth a damn. You are hoping that there's a team out there that'll split the difference with you, and it's like, yeah, you can just take them, dude.
That's it. And you get a little bit more to work with the trade deadline. You're at 228 right now. You got $5 million. $6 million would make things just a little bit easier if you want to make, a subtle improvement or maybe take on someone else and a certain deal to make it make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a reliever or even someone out there that like you could flip a bad contract for a bad contract, I would. But like, more likely than not, like if it's going to inch you any closer towards that luxury tax mark, they're not going to do it either.
No.
Do you think the clubhouse would miss Kike at this point? Like it would be a hard blow to them, a la Kevin Plawecki, maybe.
No, I don't think that Kike is on the same level as Plawecki. But again, like I'm not plugged in with this clubhouse the way that I was in years past. Like I'm just not. Like I talked to a couple guys, but that's about it. Like in years past, it's like I had a ton of guys that, and it's not because I've seen like the Reddit threads being like, oh, like is Jared on the outs with the Red Sox? And it's like, no, it's just like my guys left.
You look so like, happy to see JD in Seattle.
Yeah, dude. Like I fucking, yeah. Like I had like, that's what's crazy about this Red Sox team is that we could have that kind of relationship, but there are just some sensitive pussies on that team. And there's nothing that I can do outside of offer offer to have conversations or whatever, like I'm sitting in the dugout. I'm there. So if I said something that you didn't like, that's why I'm there. And people are like, oh, like, where are the interviews? I'm like, if the Red Sox aren't playing, like, yeah, like I could probably ask like some guy. Like I haven't really asked. It's not that I've like asked and gotten a no. Like it's not really that. But the whole reason why I'm sitting there is because like if someone's got a fucking problem, here I am. No one says anything.
And I don't think you'd mind me saying it, but you've spoken to like mutuals and been like, hey, like, let's talk. Like, not me just standing here, but like, if you need the sign, like, approach me, the thumbs up, like, walk over.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just a different group. That's not to say that it's like a bad group, but it's not the cohesive unit that it has been in the past. That's not to say that it's a fractured clubhouse.
No, but like
I just don't get the same vibe from this team. It's just like a lot of I don't know.
It's hard because before you had guys who had been here for, a lengthy amount of time, JD, 5 years almost at that point, Xander, JBJ, through that stretch of those guys coming together for certain parts over those years. You know what I mean? That kind of like created those connections. Evaldi being here through all those years, like you talked about being part of like the 2018 run and some of those like that adventure for you. A lot of those guys saw it for you, were happy for you, congratulated you as you rose through in that way, and like they're just not here anymore. It's different.
Yeah, that's all it is. Like I feel like baseball players, they have like this wall with the media. I feel like. And there might be like preconceived notions, I guess, like when you are new here. But yeah, it feels like I'm constantly trying to have to re-teach guys like, hey, we're on the same team. We're on the same side here. Like we want the Red Sox to win. We're not sports radio where if you lose, it's better for us. Or if there's drama, it's more... It's entertaining for the listening audience. Like we want the Red Sox to win.
It's not takeover result here.
Yeah. So I don't know. It is what it is. Like I feel like we put out 2-hour shows without interviews. Like I feel like some people like them. Some people want the interviews. I think people loved the interviews on Section 10 because we had the relationship with the player. So it was a tone, it was a conversation that you weren't going to get on other shows. But like, I don't really have that close of a relationship with very many people over there. It's just that it's the turnover in the last couple of years has been almost, and yeah.
But like that turnover, I think at the same time, you can go and say, well, hey, hopefully some long-term pillars are now in place. A guy, Jarren Duran, you're friends with. Like, that's one of the guys you're kind of linked with. Like,
well, Duran said yes, and then he had to reschedule because that was the day that he did ESPN and said fuck on TV. Like Duran said yes. I don't know. Like I'm not trying to hound people.
Hasn't matched up.
Dallas Braden's calling me right now. Should I answer?
Please.
Dallas, you're live on the air.
Hi, Dallas.
Excuse me?
You're live on the air, Dallas.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. Do you want to do the Stop and Shop look ahead about the Red Sox and A's series? Because we've only named one starter each at this point.
Yeah. What do you got? What do you want to talk about?
I think, let's see. Stop and Shop look ahead. I can do the intro later. It is who the fuck is Ken Waldachuk?
That's right.
Who the fuck
Watch your
is
mouth,
that?
Jared.
Who the fuck is Ken Waldachuk?
That's Ken Waldachuk and Chundos to you, pal.
That guy sucks. He's 2-6 with a 6.66 ERA, a 184 WHIP, and an 8.7 strikeouts per 9.
Look, well, there you go. Getting caught up in numbers and stuff again, and not trying to zoom out and get a better perspective of what's going on. Ken Waldachuk is the guy who's been asked to do a lot of different things all season long. Hey, you're
Frankie Montas trade.
Okay, no, you're not. You're going to be a reliever. Okay, hey, you're going to open. there's been a lot of shuffling going on as far as responsibilities are concerned on the pitching staff as a whole. Ken Waldichuk has been a guy squarely in the middle of that. So while you look and repeat and regurgitate some of those numbers that might not be eye-catching initially, there's room for growth, no doubt, and that's what part of understanding how to compete in these different roles is all about.
He's
and
awful.
That's what I think
he's awful.
Numbers reflect.
His whip is 184. Holy shit. 75 and two-thirds innings this year. 47 walks and 15 home runs. This guy hates getting outs. 11.1 hits per nine to go along with a 5.5 walks per nine. He's allowed 145 base runners this year, and he's hit 5 guys.
Okay, well, minus the 5 guys drilled. You think about some of those offensive numbers, Jared. You know what that tells me? The guy's a strike thrower.
Yeah.
He's around the plate.
He's around the plate.
Silver linings, my friend. Silver linings.
Yeah, he did face the Red Sox already this year out of the bullpen. An inning and a third, 2 hits, an earned run, did strike someone out, and gave up a bomb to Yoshida. The A's are 8-14 when he pitches. For a team with 15 wins, that's pretty good. I mean, the A's have. Oh man, this guy's terrible. This is the only why don't you guys have other starters named for the series?
Well, because we just are coming out of the break, right?
Yeah.
3 against Minnesota. Things maybe didn't go quite as you'd like to have them go right out of the break. So you still give yourself an opportunity to do some shuffling around. There's some off days coming up. This is all about trying to put your guys in the best possible position to continue to grow, Jared.
Scheduled off days, you might say?
I would not say scheduled off days. And look, this is kind of disheartening. Coming from a guy who's got plenty of room to grow, you should understand what it's like to want to just be better. I mean, bigger, better, right? To just want to be better, and that's what these guys are doing right now. That's where they're at.
Do you have a prediction for the series?
Yeah. I mean, Jake, I'm not sure if you understand how the first series went, Jake. It may have favored you. I think I could see the green and gold completely shocking the Boston Red Sox as they slowly and quietly try to climb back into some relevance of existence, either in the division or in a wild card. It could be a hurdle that could stub the proverbial toe of the Red Sox for the rest of the season. I'd hate to see it, Jared, as a Red Sox fan once the A's are done playing baseball. But hey, could be a shocker.
Very unfortunate.
No, that's the right answer.
No,
it's the right answer.
Very
no,
well.
it's not. Wow, that's that's thank you for your submission, Dallas. Did you call me for a reason that we can talk about on the air? Is this an off-air conversation?
Oh, it's an absolutely off-air conversation. I just heard easily the most ridiculous story I've ever heard from another baseball player. This man spent, you know what? I'm not going to give you the exact number. He spent over 15 years in the big leagues. Okay, He's a name. He's a name where really you only have to. I'm not going to say anything else. It is just the most absurd story I've ever heard directly from this individual's mouth. So I was calling to share that with you, but at a later date.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get some 99 after this show. I can call you when I'm going to the 99.
Oh yeah. I mean, did you lose a bet? Why do you have to eat there, or is there a?
You're telling me that you didn't enjoy your meal that I bought you from the 99?
I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy it. I'm saying that I ate it. Right? It served its purpose.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. You should
for sure.
You should see the look on Tyler's face right now. He's like offended that I'm not going to ask him to go to the 99.
I'm about to start
lives
crying.
An hour away. Literally lives an hour
Tyler.
away, and he like I don't think I've invited him to do 20 different things. He's not showed up to any of them.
I have tears going down my
Tyler.
face right now. Talk to me, Big D.
Look, dude, I just want to tell you that if you could stop off somewhere on the way home and like grab yourself a hot dog that's been on the roller for 3 or 4 hours too long, that is also an option. Don't get yourself. Is this a matter of you never having had the 99, or is this a matter of you not being close enough in proximity to frequent this joint?
All I eat is the 99, so it just hurts me when me and Jared have never got to share and bond over a meal at the 99.
Oh, that's unfortunate, man. Well, if you're ever in the mood for Chinese, I know this place. I know this place just down the street. I know the owner, great guy. We could have dinner, lunch, whatever you'd like. I don't know much. I don't have much connection there at the 99. That's probably more Jared's wheelhouse.
It's okay. Just the offer, Dallas, means more than you know.
Yeah, I mean, if I was there and I knew you were around, like we'd be going and crushing 99 together daily. It'd be a 3-day-a-week thing easily.
I hope you hear this, Jared.
He basically lives in like Egypt. He's nowhere close to where I live.
We're down the street.
No, I mean,
a couple blocks.
Yeah, that wouldn't stop me. Look, I mean, when I'm in the neighborhood, right? Like Jake and I do a Red Sox podcast outside of the other podcast we do together, and that is just something we do after recording. Like that's just a known thing, right? Whether things are good or bad, whether Jake likes me or doesn't like me, it's like, okay, we do 99 after, and then it's a done deal. We go separate ways. That's just unfortunate to hear the cohesiveness. You know, maybe could be better.
Yeah, I'll be honest. When we finish a podcast, Jared doesn't even say anything. He just hangs up the call the minute we finish. It's not a word. We don't talk about anything. He's ready to go. We're strictly a work relationship.
That's tough, man.
that is tough. You know, and look, I'll be honest, that is probably a him thing, not a you thing. Be confident in that too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's probably true. Yeah. It's a me thing.
Yeah, fuck you, Jared.
See? This is what I can deal with. That's what I can deal with.
Well said. Mm-hmm. Well, you guys enjoy the wrap up, enjoy the look ahead. I'll see you here. I'll show up at the ballpark, Jared, and on the broadcast, I'm going to keep a glass right next to me, and I'm going to fill it up with your tears after every ball game, and I can't wait to slam it at the end of this series. You boys have a good one.
I thought you were going to fill it up with tangerines.
Only
at Stop and Shop, promo code section 10 to get 10 cents off each one of your tangerines when you buy up to 5 pounds of tangerines. Only at Stop and Shop using the promo code section 10.
Oh, I don't want to live in a world where I can't peel back a couple tangies and enjoy a ball game. Oh, and I know right where to go for those tangies. You boys have a great one. I'll see you on the ball diamond.
All right, Dallas. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen.
That's
and Jared.
That's Dallas Braden of the Oakland A's broadcast. And you know what, Tyler?
Yeah. Fuck. God damn it. I hate you. Pushing me the absolute edge. Okay.
I'm ready to feel something.
Sox crank 6 homers. Cubs fucked up. Raffy got hot. Massa, JT, Heim. This is Massa's world. Can't forget about Casas. Sox haters down bad. Series of haikus by Tyler Milligan.
Those are pretty good. I like these ones a lot. Yeah, I think once you abandon trying to rhyme as much, then I think these haikus are very good. I like these ones a lot.
We lost you there for a second.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. It's been weird.
What were you saying?
These are probably my favorite. This was probably my favorite series for haikus from you.
Okay, now you say this was by far the most negative social media response.
Really?
But like people were like, where the fuck are the bars, big dog?
Where are the bars?
Like I didn't know. I purposely didn't rhyme. Like I tried to avoid it. I just was like, hit the main points, keep it smooth, let it flow. But people were like, you know, you're never going to become the greatest haikuist ever if you're not rhyming. Like, what happened to all that? And now I'm sitting here like, I don't know if I should rhyme some series, some don't, but like, I just feel very caught in the middle.
That's surprising to me, though. Those ones, I mean, I can appreciate when they do rhyme, but like, don't force it. If the rhyme isn't there, don't reach for me. I would rather have you for like that first game. It's like the Red Sox hit 6 home runs in that fucking game. Like Justin Turner hit a home run, Casas hit a home run, Devers hit 2. Who am I missing? Duvall hit one.
You said Casas?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, I feel like
Yu Chang.
Yu Chang hit a bomb in that game. So yeah, you got to spread the wealth instead of just being like, yeah, Devers and Pevers and Smevers Devers. Like you just spread it out.
Just when it feels natural.
Yeah.
I think my contact's falling out. This is the first time I've cried in a long time.
This podcast is all over the place. Like we already did half the Stop and Shop look ahead. Haikus were on the back end. Yeah.
Who needs a schedule?
No one. You know what I need? A fucking blue moon.
Tell me more.
Jake?
Playoffs are just around the corner, so it's time to help your team out by sticking to your lucky rituals, like the ritual of enjoying an ice-cold Blue Moon while the game is on. Blue Moon was born in a ballpark, first brewed at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Make it your one-of-a-kind baseball tradition whether you're at the game or watching from home. We just ripped a 3-hour episode, so I gotta make this quick because I still need to edit, but Tyler's killed every dog he's ever had. Anybody close to him dies. He's probably a serial killer, but you can draw your own conclusions, and that really makes me want a Blue Moon. With its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel for a subtle sweetness and hints of coriander, Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale is a one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full-flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Blue Moon was brewed by baseball to give you a dose of nostalgia and get you excited for the new season. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something one of a kind? Its bold flavor, bright color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantee a one-of-a-kind beer experience perfect for spring weather. Best served with its signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful bright color. A beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Brighten up your baseball traditions with Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale. It's one of a kind every time. Check out shop.bluemoonbrewingcompany.com for baseball merch and visit get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared to find Blue Moon delivery options. That's get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon, made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado Ale.
Thank you, Jake. I'm glad to see Jake's back. I'm glad to see, you know how like people want to attend their own funeral. Like you want to be able to see who shows up and who's the saddest and all that. Jake basically got that. Like he got to see like who cares about Jake the most. And obviously I was first. But he got to see how many, what? You weren't second.
I was second. Jake, was
weren't.
I second?
No.
I said, Jake, do you need anything? I would have driven straight to the hospital for you.
I don't
Whatever
think you would've.
I guess I would have. Whatever, Jake, I would have brought you 99 if you wanted 99.
There's no chance you would have done that. You would have been like, hey, when you get out of the hospital, can you take me to the 99? That's what you would have said to him.
I would make him get me 99. That's what I would do to Jake.
Yeah.
Had 99 for lunch. Shout out to them. Good buffalo tenders today.
This podcast is all out of order. Like now I'm just trying to remember like where to go from here. Like, we did half the look ahead. We still have Red Sox Lottery and Klark's ketchup.
Do we have anything left from the games we need to touch on?
I was going to say, yeah. Do you have anything else?
Justin Turner at second base. Go.
Whatever. I mean, it was his first start there since 2015. Didn't stand out. I mean, if you don't stand out, I mean, like Kike at short stands out. So he didn't stand out. I would like to see Arroyo get more time over there, especially now that he's hitting. He was the defensive replacement late in that game, so at least they still value that, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel strongly about it one way or another.
I'll be honest. When the lineup came out, I was one of those people. Like I was nervous. I was scared. With a 38-year-old DH, and listen, it's not me trying to tell you. Like obviously, Justin Turner played a ton of second base earlier in his career.
You also had 24 hours to mentally prepare for that lineup because you're in the scoop shop.
Yes, tip my cap to you. Jared was very early on that.
Mm.
But the way I looked at it, I was just like, that feels like the kind of thing where, for a guy in Justin Turner who is at the roots of everything this construction or this lineup construction has really been this year, it's his approach. That's what we've fallen in love with. He's a 12-game hitting streak right now. He's kind of the center of a lot of this stuff. If he tweaks something or pulls something, it would be a massive blow to the Red Sox overall. But the way Core is framing it, and he seems to put it, it's like, we understand how risky this can be. We're only going to do it once a week. We're not going to press that issue any more than we have to. And that's it. You just kind of hold your breath when he's out there. He's going to make the routine plays. It's just, is something going to happen where, he gets caught in between, he ends up diving for a ball, weird slide into second, who knows, whatever could happen. There was a little bit of that weird play in right field. I do blame that more on Verdugo, but it's like, oh, is Verdugo going to run right into JT and knock him over? And then we have a whole situation on our hands, a la Verdugo and Bogarts a year ago. I don't know. But as long as they don't overdo it, I understand why they want to do it, because that lineup is the best lineup they've put out all year, and there's really no questioning that. It's just the reality is in a couple weeks, there's not even going to be a reason to have the convo because you should have better options up the middle overall.
I agree.
And Duvall will most likely be gone. Shout out to him for hitting a homer and raising his stock.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm still interested to see, I want a surprise move. Is that so much to ask? I'm not even saying I want a blockbuster. I just want a move where it's oh, okay, all right, yeah. Maybe a little 3-team deal.
Get me that long-term or, team-controlled piece, and I'd be so happy. But I thought the comments from Bloom and Eddie Romero the last couple days were very, very interesting in terms of people who were I buy in 100% on this team. I want you pushing the chips in. This is the year to do it. And there's some people that are out there, but it seems like they're not in that camp. They're very let's watch what happens. But Chaim put it like this: our faith in young players, our faith in our core, the accomplishments of that group, that has really been to me the headline of this first half. It has not only given us a chance to stay in this race in 23, but I think has made us, and hopefully a lot of people who care about this team, really optimistic about where this team is headed long term. We can't get away from that. We can't stop focusing on that, because that is ultimately the backbone of a championship caliber club. A lot of dancing around and saying, we're going to see how it plays out, but always coming back to look at the young guys. We're not going to do anything to hurt that or change that or even risk where this thing could be going. When I hear that, I'm that sounds very luxury tax based, where they're we look at next year, what's happening right now. If we can infuse this team with a couple, big signings, whoever, we've had that convo on here, we really could see this group taking that next step. Casas' second full season, a Duran, a full season of him being where he needs to be. What is possible? A healthy Trevor Story part of this, Brayan Bello. That's what we're excited about, because we see where this thing is going. It feels to me like they're drawing that line, and I think that's been clear, but it's just something to pay attention to. And if they do fall apart in the next couple of weeks or something goes wrong, I think they will draw that line a little faster than people realize as well, to being we're really drawing back here. We're not going to be, making the moves I think some people have, maybe even for a Kyle Schwarber. I just think that move alone is probably as far as they're going to take the deadline, unless they can get that cost-controlled piece for a few years.
I think I want Blake Snell in free agency.
It's interesting.
Is it?
Yeah, listen, Blake Snell's been on a ridiculous run right now, as we all know.
Because of Gary.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be against it. Obviously, he's been a little, not up and down, but we've seen over the years,
he sucks.
I don't think he sucks. I think he's good. Do I consider him the ace? Do I consider him a number one? No.
No, but you already have an ace. His name's Brayan Bello. All right, you want to drizzle some ketchup?
Let's drizzle.
Ketchup Series MVP. Series MVP.
The Clark's Ketchup Series MVP brought to you by Clark's Ketchup. Drizzle that ketchup. It's going to be an interesting discussion here today, folks. I'm just warning you. It's not cut and dry. Here are the numbers. Leading the team in batting average, Rafael Devers, 462. followed by Tristan Casas, 444. Yu Chang, 375. On base percentage, Rafael Devers, 462. So obviously he didn't walk. Tristan Casas, 444. He didn't walk. Jarren Duran, 400. Slugging percentage, Tristan Casas, 1444, followed by Rafael Devers, 1308. And then Yu Chang at 875. Let's get to some counting stats. Leading the team in hits, Rafael Devers with 6, Masataka Yoshida with 5, Justin Turner with 4, Tristan Casas with 4. Doubles, Justin Turner 2, Rafael Devers 2, Arroyo had 1, Yu Chang had 1, Wong had 1, and Duran had 1. Home runs, Rafael Devers 3, Tristan Casas 3. Runs scored, Rafael Devers 5, Justin Turner 3, Tristan Casas 3, Masataka Yoshida 3. Then we go to extra base hits. Wait, did I do RBI?
No.
RBI, Masataka Yoshida 6. Did all those come today? Yes, because he had a 2-run triple and a grand slam. Masataka Yoshida 6, Tristan Casas 5, Justin Turner 4, Rafael Devers 3. Extra base hits, Rafael Devers 5, Turner 3, Casas 3. Total bases, Rafael Devers 17, Casas 13, Yoshida 10, Turner 9. Okay. Those are some numbies. All right.
Hits different.
It really does. It really does. It hits different knowing that you've got the first vote coming in from OB Dave O'Brien saying Masataka Yoshida. Oh, yeah. Then you got the next vote coming in from Kevin Youkilis saying Rafael Devers, but Yoshida close second. In that business, we call that a ketchup packet. Kevin Youkilis. That is a ketchup packet. Lou Merlone said, I should stay out of it this weekend. My kid had a doubleheader yesterday and a championship game today. We won that shit, so my kid is the MVP, Mason Merlone.
All right, respect.
Then we have Jemiah Webster, who says, Rafael Devers, full stop. Okay. Tom Karen. His suits are sponsored. His hair is sponsored. The man makes money for the company. And he says, Rafael Devers set the tone Friday and got them on board today. Rafael Devers, Tom Karen. Then the manager, Alex Cora. I said, who you got? He said, I got Rafael Devers. That's what he said. And I said, decent player. And he said, he's okay. Next up. I'll tell you right now. It's a submission from Will Fleming. Take it away, Will.
All right, in the friendly confines Wrigley Field, it is that time to drizzle. Klark's Ketchup Series MVP. And listen, this is becoming a really fun tradition. Mike Monaco with me again. Mike, for some reason, has got a couple ice cream cones in his hands.
Oh!
Last time, Mike went totally off the grid. He went with Joe Jake. Something tells me a little bit more conventional pick. I mean, there are lots of guys who had big series, Mike, but I'll give you the floor. This one seems pretty straightforward.
So Yuke votes on this, correct?
He does.
Also, so I was just with Yuke, not only calling the games, but we are deliberating out there, and he is texting his pick, I think, to Jared as we speak. So I know who he voted for. I like being different in this, now my second career vote. But yeah, I'm scooping, man. I'm scooping and drizzling. You got to go with the scoops. He set the tone on Friday. He's awesome. Like the pitch he homered on today as we sit here on Sunday. Like, what are we doing? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that slider, not many lefties get it out. But, this is not supposed to be some long, elaborate discussion of the series, but we can't get out of here without talking about Tristan Casas. I mean, the dude is an absolute monster. He homers in every game in the series. He's been so much more aggressive early in counts, Mike. I mean, if you told us before the season Duran Casas would go crazy, Yoshida, 50 RBIs, I mean, Tristan is really becoming a total badass.
And here's the real story, guys. We're hijacking your podcast right now in real time at Wrigley Field. Yeah, he is. Like, it's awesome to see. The last 2 home runs in particular, Casas just totally did not get cheated. Man, if those 2 things keep happening the second half, this could be fun.
Off to Oakland, Mikey. Let's drizzle some more.
All right, my first charter of the season. I came hungry. Let's go.
Thanks, boys.
Amazing. Okay.
Electric.
Will Fleming, Mike Monaco with an audio submission, always preferred. I mean, you guys can take over the podcast whenever you'd like. I mean, you guys can have your own segment. Me and Tyler will just sit back and listen. That's we can learn something today.
I will say I want to give a packet to Monaco just for being around this weekend. It's always nice to get him in the booth. I think Red Sox fans enjoy it. So shout out to him.
Of course.
We're always happy to have him
feels like
around.
a treat. It always feels like Mike Monaco just feels like the chocolate cake. So you get a nice steak dinner and it's like, oh, we have what the fuck are you? What?
I can't eat chocolate cake, you dickhead.
Jake, did I know that Tyler can't eat chocolate cake?
You guys know I'm allergic.
Never mentioned that.
Never fucking said that before. Literally never said that.
Just keep going.
You literally never said that.
What
I'm
happened to
alert.
Bullet?
He died.
Would you die if you had chocolate cake? Like
I would.
You did to Bullet? You would die?
I would die. I have an EpiPen downstairs.
You've never said that to me.
Really?
Never.
No, I'm allergic to chocolate and peanut butter.
You're such a pussy, dude. Why?
I know. I don't know I'm a weak human. I'm sorry that I have to say it like this. Like a Reese's cup would fuck my shit up.
Suck on it.
Yeah. I can't believe you've been holding out on us this whole time. I would have given you do they make like is there like an O'Doul's of chocolate? Is there like a fake chocolate that you can have?
No, I've never had it. I legit have never had it. I had a really bad reaction as a young child.
Do they make a non-chocolate chocolate?
I don't think so.
They must.
I don't know. I've never looked at it's just like one of those things. I was like the kid they'd put at a different table because of during birthday day or whatever it was. Like, oh, we don't want this kid to have a friggin' breakout or something. But yeah, I was at the oh no.
Jerry.
Tyler's allergic to chocolate and peanut butter, and he said he'll die if he has chocolate. Do you think that there is an O'Doul's of chocolate, like that he can actually eat, and so he can know what chocolate tastes like? He claims he's never had chocolate before. Does he look like someone that's never had chocolate?
I mean, come on.
Coley, please.
I mean, you've never had a Reese's?
Never. What do you want from me?
That's insane.
This is why I focus on buffalo tenders.
Yeah, we know you do. We're at the Clark's Ketchup Series MVP part. I mean, Devers, I think, pretty much at this point clinched it.
Over Faria?
No, he's gotten a lot of ketchup packets.
Somehow worse than Taylor Scott.
Yeah, I think Tina Servasio and Heidi Watney and who am I thinking of? Hazel May all voted for Faria. Is it Faria or Faria? Who cares?
That does not matter.
Does not matter. Does not matter. Yeah, but he got some votes, but I don't think he's going to be able to clinch it.
I mean, Casas went apple picking 3 times in a row. That's pretty sick.
Yep, he did. And he didn't even start the third game.
No, sure didn't. I think Cutter Crawford deserves a hell of a lot of.
Dude, we didn't even say his fucking name, Coley. That's crazy.
Put your hand up. I said his name.
No, he didn't. Jake, did Tyler say Cutter Crawford's name at all this podcast?
I didn't hear it.
No, I didn't either. So Cutter Crawford, credit to me, 6 shutout innings, 1 hit ball, 9 strikeouts. How many walks? 1, 2,
4.
4 fucking walks? Jesus. All right. Well,
Shout out Yu Chang.
Well, 4 walks, 1 hit. So 5 base runners over 6 innings. I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah. He was feeling himself because I don't know who. He punched someone out on a heater upstairs and he did like the flip around to look towards the center field camera and just like stared out there and let his nuts hang on the mound. But you can do that I think that was probably his 9th strikeout. I think he did that on his 9th strikeout.
It was the end of his outing. It was like how he ended it.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. I love Cutter Crawford. So who are you considering for your Clark's Ketchup Series MVP vote?
I got a fun fact.
What is it?
That was only the 15th Friday night game in Wrigley Field history.
Ever? That's crazy.
They got lights installed in like 2004. Like they were exclusively playing day games until like very recently.
That's crazy. The 15th Friday night game ever. Imagine that. Oh my God. My life would be so much different right now if the Red Sox never played Friday night games.
It's insane.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
You'd probably have a kid.
Yeah, probably. I feel like my whole thing now is I don't go out after games, but for a large portion of my life, shout out to the baseball tavern.
Your whole 20.
Yeah, my whole 20s. I would go to Fenway, go to the game on Friday night, go to the baseball tavern after, and I would probably say those are some of the best times of my life were Friday night games. Imagine if we just never had them in like a major city like Boston. Like Chicago's a major city. Just
much more major than Boston.
Much more major.
Substantially more major.
Much more major. But what would my life be? I would probably, I don't know where I'd be. Maybe I'd be dead if I didn't have Friday night games at Fenway.
I think I would just start sooner. You'd be getting there at like 7.
Yeah, that would suck. That would suck.
I mean, did Yoshida get me love? He's unbelievable.
He did, but he drove in all 6 of his runs for the entire series in one game.
You saw that 4-seamer stat for him this year and like where he ranks amongst all hitters against them?
Yeah, did you see that I made it better?
No. What'd you post?
I tweeted like what his numbers were because it said like, here are his numbers against fastballs. And I was like, well, I mean, some fastballs are 90 miles an hour. So here's what his numbers are against fastballs of 95 plus. And his OPS was over 1,000. He was hitting like 373 with like a 1069 OPS against fastballs of 95 miles an hour or faster.
That's ridiculous. But that was also why the Red Sox said when they were looking at him in Japan, they're like, we already have the friggin' numbers. This dude does hit 95 plus. And Ref Snyder going and saying like, you guys don't even realize like he's just figuring this out in Major League Baseball and he's dominating, right? He's like, watch what happens in like a year. He's like, the power is going to go up and the average is going to go up. So get fucking ready.
He has the 5th highest OPS in the AL.
Does he really?
Yeah.
That's
after
really...
today. Today raised at like 16 points or something, but he's right behind what is it, Adolis Garcia?
He's been a beast. But
for sure.
Yeah, he fucking homered and tripled today. So yeah, I'm sure. Actually, I can tell you right now. The updated numbers. Did you say in Major League Baseball or in
the AL?
In the AL?
Yep, he's
4th. Like I'm sure Acuna is higher than him.
Yep, 4th at 883. He's right behind Luis Robert, Yandy Diaz, and Shohei Ohtani.
He's 11th in the big leagues. There's a lot of damage in the NL. I see a guy by the name of Mookie Betts at number 3. He's all right.
Okay.
He's just casually having the best power season of his career this year, by the way.
He just keeps hitting leadoff home run.
Anyone that picked Mookie for the home run derby is an idiot. How the hell did Adley Rutschman have the worst odds in the home run derby before Mookie? Mookie is a line drive hitter that, like, remember when Albert Pujols, maybe you don't, Albert Pujols used to say, I'm not a home run hitter, I'm a line drive hitter. That's bullshit. Albert Pujols is a home run hitter, and yes, he can hit line drives, but he's a home run hitter. Mookie Betts is a line drive hitter who can hit home runs. Albert Pujols was a home run hitter who could hit line drives. There's a huge difference.
Everyone knew Adley Rutschman's father was going to fail him. Be the reason he got eliminated in the first round. That's why, because he had to, for some reason, had to turn around and watch every single ball that came off his bat. He cost Adley. I'd be pissed if I was him.
Yeah, I hate father-son relationships.
Me too.
They're the worst.
They're the worst. Coley, were you? Oh yeah, you did Mo. Oh wait, by the way, we didn't vote yet. Coley, did you vote?
I mean, Faria was so good. Jake's out of the hospital. That's big.
That's huge.
The Paxton fucking up his trade value. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Devers. I mean, he did run into an out at home. Didn't care for that. Didn't hit a grand slam.
Yeah, I was pissed that he didn't hit that grand slam.
Yeah, luckily, I mean, Yoshida did. Maybe he was just being a good teammate. He was like, listen, I already hit 3 home runs this series, so you can hit one.
I considered voting for Yoshida just because of the grand slam, because in a 2-0 game, you got your dicks blown off the day before. The Yoshida grand slam more or less clinched the series for the Red Sox.
Yo, for sure, especially since they knew Faria was going to come.
Far back Faria.
And we give up like 4 hits.
Yeah,
it was all walked. He just fucking. That was one of the worst debuts I can remember. I felt bad. I was like, no one's coming to get you, pal. Like, this is on you.
Yeah, you're out
the
there.
The game wasn't over, and he was in the manager's office. It was like the first tweet I saw, and I was like, oh, the game ended 10 seconds ago.
Did they
even let him
DFA
go
him?
back? Yeah, he's done. He's getting DFA'd today.
Is that official?
I saw it tweeted out by one of the beat writers. He was in the manager's office, so expect a roster move.
Okay.
Thanks for showing up.
Yeah. Tyler, who's your vote?
Ketchup packet for the schedule maker who has us going to the West Coast, then back home, then back west. That's sick. Appreciate that.
Yeah, what the fuck is that all about?
It's so dumb.
Jesus Christ. They're going to Oakland. Then we come back for Atlanta. No, we come back for the Mets in Atlanta.
Yeah.
They're fucking the Sox left and right. 2024 at the start, too.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that yet. I can't even think about it. I'll get stressed out just thinking about that schedule. But yeah, we fucking go. We open up in the Central. Then we fly out to the West Coast. Then we come back home. Then we fly out to the West Coast. Then we go to another country. but no, actually no, I stand corrected. The Toronto series is at home. It is at home. But that would have been funny to go West Coast and then go to Toronto, which is in another country and also on the complete opposite side of Canada. Like, you can go from Seattle, because that's the last. They go San Francisco to Seattle. But if they had to go Seattle to Toronto, that would have been outrageous. Like, Vancouver is right above Seattle, but Toronto is complete opposite side of Canada. And that's talking geography with the boys.
Just meet us in the Cougs.
Yeah. We should just have like the Vancouver series. All right. Jake, who are you voting for?
I mean, it's Devers, but you can't overstate how big Cutter Crawford's performance was today. Like, this game, we were supposed to lose that game. Like, that's the Justin Steele game. And you go out there, 6 innings pitch, 1 hit, 9 Ks. Like, that's just fucking massive. And the vibe of this podcast, if we had lost 1 out of 3 to the Cubs, would have been so different.
True.
Than if we, yeah. So I mean, give the biggest packet we've ever given to Cutter, but Devers is a series MVP.
Mm-hmm. Tyler?
Yeah, I'm also giving it to Rafi. He sparked the offense both days, in which they won. And I will say, just like Jake shouted out Cutter Crawford, I'm going to shout out Yu Chang because I think his defense kept him in that game, allowed him to find his rhythm. He stabilizes this team defensively. You need him there.
I'm also voting for Devers just because, like, I was tempted to vote Yoshida because of the Grand Slam. I feel like that obviously iced it in the clincher, but Devers homering to get things going on Sunday, homering twice in the other game. Like he was more spread out. So the pick is Devers, but a massive ketchup packet goes to Masataka Yoshida. So congratulations to Rafael Devers. Rafael Devers is the new crowned champion of the Clark's Ketchup Series MVP. It's not unanimous. Not unanimous, but almost. We gotta look at the standing. How many does he have?
Is this still being updated? I saw someone mad in the subreddit that
I want to say this makes Devers the it breaks like a 3 or 4 way tie with like JD, Xander, and maybe someone else for the most Clark's Ketchup Series MVPs of all time. I could be wrong. We'll look that up. You want to do some Red Sox lottery, Coley?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. The Red Sox lottery is brought to you by DirecTV. Presented by DirecTV. Home to the most local MLB games. Get the random number generator going here. 1 to 100. 21. 21 is Todd Walker. Oh, man. I love that. All right. Todd Walker. Do you know anything about Todd Walker, Tyler?
I know it was 03, right?
03. He was the second baseman. He was only in Boston for that 1 year. That was his only year in Boston. It was his age 30 season. In that season of 2003, Todd Walker hit 283 with a 333 on base percentage, 428 slug. That's a 760 OPS, 13 homers, 38 doubles. 38 doubles. That's pretty damn good. But Todd Walker will always be remembered for that division series that he had against Oakland. Played in 5 games, 16 at-bats, 5 hits, 3 bombs. Hit 313 in that series with a 1228 OPS. He homered 3 times in the ALDS against Oakland, which the Red Sox were down 2-0. Came back, won 3 straight to knock off Dallas's Oakland A's. And then in the ALCS, that legendary ALCS, he played in all 7 games at second base against the Yankees. Hit 2 more home runs and had a double. Hit 370 with an 1117 OPS against the Yankees in the 2003. Like his legacy really came down to just those playoff games. Like he obviously had a great regular season in Boston, the 1 year that he played with the Red Sox in 2003. But Todd Walker, if you're a Todd Walker guy and you remember Todd Walker, the conversation immediately goes to the playoffs. Like that dude for the Boston Red Sox in playing in every game in both of those series, he hit collectively 349 with an 1159 OPS. Drove in 6 runs in 12 games. Went 15 for 43. Scored 9 runs. Just an absolute legendary performance. Like that I feel bad for guys like Todd Walker because the Red Sox obviously go on to win it the next year. And it's like, damn, like if I had that kind of postseason the next year, just 1 year later, how different would my life be right now? Pretty different. Pretty fucking different. Coley, what are your memories of Todd Walker?
He falls into this weird void for me where For some reason, I always think he played for the '05 team, and I don't know why. Who was the second baseman on the '05 team?
Tony Graffinino.
The Graf dog.
Yeah, big Graf.
Todd Walker came from Colorado, right?
Did he come from the Cubs?
Cincinnati the year before he came here.
Did he go to the Cubs after that?
Yes. He used to kill me in MVP baseball. That's like one of that and him being in the Nesson booth or working for Nesson are the two things in my head that go to Todd Walker. Because I never actually saw him play here. Yes.
When the fuck did he work for Nesson?
Wasn't it 2019? Like around there? Am I
Todd
imagining
Walker?
That? Yes.
What?
Hold on.
No.
I have video right here. I have legit. Nesson's Dave O'Brien and Todd Walker break down the Red Sox.
Todd Walker works for Nesson?
I'm going to DM this to you right now. In the booth.
No chance.
Well, he did play for the Rockies, right? I'm not making that up.
No, yes, 100%. He did.
Okay. Who was the second baseman we got from the Padres?
He was
Mark Loretta?
Yeah, Mark Loretta. He was an all-star in 2006. I think that might have been his only season in Boston.
I get their times in Boston flip-flopped, I think, for whatever reason. NL West second baseman coming over here. I think they were both all-stars in the NL West, too. So it was like kind of the exact same guy. For whatever reason, they get very crossed in my mind. But I was excited to get both of them at the time, like when they both came through. And yeah, neither of them. They both barely missed being like immortalized.
Todd Walker really did be doing it. And
I told you.
He did it. Todd Walker was breaking it the fuck down with Obi in 2019.
5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, dude. Yep. Where they just flashed his Twitter handle. Todd Walker 12 on Twitter. Let's see if he wants to come on the pod. Todd Walker 12. His bio says LSU, MLB, SECN, and Nesson. Does he still work for Nesson? His profile picture has like 5 pixels. Like his profile picture is a picture of a picture of a picture.
I think he's like on the extra list. Like if things go wrong at Nesson, like if bad things start happening, Todd Walker is one of the guys who gets a phone call.
That means he lives close, which is even more insane.
No, he lives in Louisiana, it says. You know, you'd be surprised how many people work for Nesson and live nowhere near here. Like Brock is in Nashville. Middlebrooks is down in Florida. Millar is in Texas. Who else are they flying up all the fucking time?
Those aren't like emergency guys. That like that's not.
Oh, Papelbon lives in the fucking Florida Everglades, wherever the fuck he lives. None of these guys live around here.
Where's Darnell McDonald live?
I don't think he's local either. I don't know where he lives though. I don't know. Either way, Todd Walker, legend. Shout out to Todd Walker. I loved him. I loved Mark Loretta too. I don't know if he's even in the key. Maybe I'll have to bump someone out for Mark Loretta.
Dude, you look at Mark Loretta's stats, just 06. Like he hit 285, but the OPS
Oh no, Mark
plus,
Loretta is on the list. Okay. Mark Loretta, by the way, is 23 for anyone that's rooting for lottery picks.
This dude would be hated in today's game. Would be absolutely despised. He's
By the
like
way,
modern day or a couple of years ago, Jose Iglesias.
I picked every player for the lottery, and I apparently just blacked out because I have no recollection of putting Mark Loretta on this fucking list. There are some really fun names on here.
Was that the night you were like texting us and you're like, just send names?
Yeah, I was like, just send names. And then you guys were like, all right, sick, we'll do. And then like an hour later, I was like, I'm done. I was like, yeah, I figured it out. I think we finished the podcast and I just sat here in the studio, and I was like, I'm not coming out until I have 100 random Red Sox names. Did it?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Coley, what's new?
I don't envy time on times of the year like this, because every night I just sit and go like, what should we do? What should we do? And like, he has to, like, it's his job to do it.
He definitely gets paid for this.
No doubt. And I'm like, there's so many different options here. And one of what was Eddie Ramirez?
Mm-hmm.
The assistant?
Yep.
Yeah, he was like, man, oh man, it's in a narrow fucking path to walk right now. We can't fuck up. I was like, sick. These are confident words to hear.
Coley, but that's like, I was saying the same thing to Jared earlier. Doesn't it feel like they're like, yeah, if they really kind of figure a way to be in this, we're going to have to think about something. But listen, they're really going to have to play really good the next couple of weeks if we're going to be in that place. Like, it seems like their head's in one spot where it's like, listen, we're not going to be breaking anything long term. We're not going to be pushing ridiculously. It's like, I think best case scenario, and that might even be pushing it, it's like a 2021-esque deadline.
I think they're going to just try and do a better job of what they attempted last year. I think that's how I've been reading everything.
You don't expect them to go over the tax, though.
No, well, that's what a better version would be, not doing that. But,
that's 21, though, right? Because I feel like unless things really go, they have like a, lose 8 out of 10, Paxton's most likely going to be here, because I think they're going to go and say, hey, if we stay under the luxury tax, look at Roman Anthony. Like, that's the comp pick we'll get. We trust ourselves to, take advantage of that with the pool and go that route. And then at the same time, you're not risking, burning more bridges with Cora and creating issues along there. I'm not saying it's the right decision, but that would be my question.
When they say, like, trying to walk a narrow path, it's like, I think they'd be tremendously stupid to keep James Paxton. Like, so stupid. But if you can take what you're trading Paxton for and then acquire either someone that's about to hit free agency or is a year and a half away from free agency, and then you can just, like, time's shown he will sign guys in September. So if they traded Paxton to, like, the Astros, for example, because all their pitchers are dying, and then went to the White Sox and was like, we'll take Giolito for these exact prospects we just got, and then we're going to re-sign Giolito. Like, how is that not a better plan? Now, obviously, it's hard. I'm not saying it's, like, super easy, but how is that not a better plan than just keeping Paxton and letting him walk?
Yeah, I guess at that point, you would raise the question, would you rather get a couple more years at Giolito? Do you think you could talk Paxton into an extension? Like, that route, like, that's a conversation. Like, can you pull Kike is weird, though. Like, I have a hard time believing, like, Giolito is going to get there in September and be like, I'm this close to free agency. Like, I'm going to sign something here. I think Paxton, you might be able to go and say, like, I could pull that string with Paxton because he already picked up a $4 million player option. And for one reason or another, it seems like he's pretty loyal to the organization for sticking with him and letting him go through his rehab here.
Yeah, but he's he's 33 going on 34. Do I have that right?
I think he's 34 right now.
Yeah, I'm all set. Like,
yeah, I don't disagree with you.
He's done. He's the top arm, or I'm not going to say the top arm, but considering other teams probably don't want to go over the tax either, and he's owed like $2 million the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be one of the most intriguing guys available at this deadline for the rest of the league. I think that's too valuable to just sit on, and you would piss off Core if you just traded him and didn't replace him. But that's where it's like, all right, yeah, go get me someone either with a year and a half left or with this half year left, but we know we're going to retain them.
Yeah, Coley wants that controllable piece.
Side note, I hate to interrupt here. Jake, write this down. Will Middlebrooks did vote for Rafael Devers. It was a late submission. Will's in.
I think this is the deadline, like, in a lot of ways. I think it's been right now, July 16th, it's been a pretty solid year for Heim overall. I think if you're disagreeing with that, you're just being hard-headed right now. If I told you this is where this team was on July 16th, you'd be pretty happy. I think this deadline is where you need to see the creativity from Heim. I feel like we haven't had that trade yet from him where it's like, oh, he really he pulled something out of thin air. He kind of matched some weird pieces and got it done. But I have very high expectations for him to find a way out of this. I want to see Heim, the CBO, some people, GM, whatever. I want to see that creativity in a deal here. I need to see him do something like I wouldn't expect the majority of other GMs to be able to pull off.
That's where I think swapping out a starter that you have no interest in keeping long term for someone you at least are like, we won't be outbid. If he wants to sign somewhere else, fine, but we simply will not be outbid for this guy. That's where I think that's super creative. I also think of you talk about Kike, the Angels. I don't know what the Angels are doing, but I'd be calling them every day while they're distracted with Shohei offers and just offering them Kike for, how am I blanking on his name now? Who was their top outfield prospect and he's just been terrible?
Joe Adell?
Yeah, Adell. I'd just be trying to get him. Guys like that. That's a high move where he's like, oh yeah, this guy hasn't gone out. He has, for whatever reason, and I blame the Angels, he hasn't clicked in the majors yet. But for our fourth outfielder next year, I'll take him for free right now. Those are the kind of moves I'm super interested in.
That's fair. I mean, Joe Adell has been hitting the Christ out of the baseball this year in AAA.
Every time they show him in AAA, it's like the farthest home run I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I will say, and adding on to that, with Duran becoming, a guy, what can you do? I know you don't probably like this, Coley, but Nick York, Ceddanne Rafaela, Ceddanne Rafaela is a little different, but Nick York, you are going to have to make some decisions here. There's not a home for everybody, right? He's had a good year in Portland. Trevor Story is going to be here for the next, 4 years at the very least. You got Marcelo Meyer, hopefully joining this team at some point next year. Do you say, all right, well, we're going to start to move a couple of these pieces. Roman Anthony breaking out, the system is in a very good place. I really like what's happened down there this year.
What I tried to tell you.
I didn't disagree with you on the system. I was
saying it was a top 10 system. You were saying it was 15.
Yeah, I would say before the Roman Anthony breakout and some of those happening, I think that did change and some of the steps forward for the pitchers this year. But I think it was getting those guys to break out the way they are. Now that they're actually on the radar, I think that's changed the conversation. I think we were also talking because it was Fangraphs and they had Casas and Yoshida in it.
Joe Adell leads all of AAA in home runs with 23. You know who has 22?
Bob
Stop. He's one home run. You know who leads all of AAA in hitting?
Bob or Alfaro?
Miguel Andujar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great group of ball players.
He's hitting 365.
He was so goddamn scary when he first came up.
I know.
You know who's been nasty too? Speaking of that shitty team, is Gary Sanchez for the Padres.
Yeah, he's been nasty.
He's been unbelievable. So Tyler, piggybacking off something you were just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we were talking about the Mets a lot and trying to trade with them. I really wish they weren't 12 games under 500 because it would be a lot easier right now. But I'm super, super interested in figuring out a way to trade for, was it Ronnie Mauricio, their AAA shortstop?
Yeah, super toolsy, right?
He's put it all together this year. His OPS is 150 points higher than it has been throughout the rest of the minors. And it's just Meyer maybe comes up next year. Maybe not. Story, who fucking knows what position he's going to play, how healthy he is, all that. But that's next year. He should be fine. I'd be trying to buy him. That's where it's all right, let me package York. And if it's Rafaela, because he's blocked in New York too. You know what I mean? That's where it's let's go buy a young, controllable guy who we can move to the outfield when time comes, when Meyer's ready. But that's someone I'm super interested in.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. I think that's where you get to the point, though. It's do you look at Ronnie Mauricio? And I've on record, I'm not a big Ceddanne Rafaela guy. I don't love the bat. I think the defense is as amazing as it gets. But like those are the profiles you start messing around with a little bit there. Like what Ronnie Mauricio is doing this year at AAA, I'd be surprised if Ceddanne Rafaela could put a slash line like that together there at that level, because he's on pace. He's going to hit 28 homers and he's hitting over 300. Like, let's be real here. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm on the same page where I'm willing to look at York and Rafaela because they have warts. They do. And I think both of them, York fell off the top 100. Rafaela, depending on the list, but most of them, he's off the top 100 now. I think he's still on pipeline at the moment, but I'd be looking at some of those guys and see what you can work with there, what you can flip there, because I think you had the breakouts in the system this year to give you more of that depth. Plus the draft you had, you know, adding a Kyle Teal, someone who was a top 10 guy on every board falling into your hands. I think Nazan Zanatello, like that kid's freaky, toolsy athlete. Like I love those kind of prospects. It's been a good year for them on the farm. Get creative. I would probably just say, can you get me a piece that I know is more major league ready / has more at the major league level? But that's going to cost something significant too.
I'm like the most enjoyable games right now are when Bello's pitching, when Duran's out there, when Casas is at first, when Wong's behind the dish. Like we're not winning the World Series this year. I think we can all agree on. But I don't think that's a crazy thought. I know Jake thinks we're sweeping the rest of the way, which I respect. But like, I just want to see the kids play. Like that's real. Like, and then this off season, like, yeah, go build me a team. But everyone who's not like under the age of 26, like I'm not that interested right now.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I think it's a fair take. I think people will get mad hearing that, but like I think that's the reality, and I think the way they're talking is telling you everything about that. Like no matter what, they're not going to be pulling out all the stops for this team to go somewhere this year. It's the moves are going to be about more next year, as long as it doesn't cost them anything significant. If there's an easy move to pull there, you can get someone on the cheap. Sure, maybe that's a convo, but it's all about building all the guys we're excited about. Bello, Casas, Duran. It's like, watch what happens next year when we, add another big arm to this rotation, maybe another big bat. Then we can really get that window open in terms of, not just competing, but like really pushing towards the top of the division and being like, the Orioles, especially with Yankees are friggin' going off the other ledge right now. That's the reality of it. And I don't, it's true. And I think even when Judge comes back, like that's going to be a team, they'll probably be okay this year, but long-term, I don't love where they're standing. So I think I see a pathway for the Red Sox to be good in this division for, the foreseeable future.
It's not even like 2014 though, where it was like, oh yes, like Farrell's got Xander playing third and Brock Holt at short and Mookie playing first. Like it's like they're winning when the young guys play. So I don't even view it as like just sell the rest
knowing
of the
that
season.
okay.
Like, no, I think they could still compete for a playoff spot with the young kids. And Yoshida, I'm counting with the young kids. I understand he's 30 now, but he's a rookie, so he's a youth.
He's a youth.
But like Coley's right. That's what it is. It's like they're gonna be in the conversation. That's the fun of this year. A year where you don't go over the luxury tax. Next year, when you go over the luxury tax, that's when this whole game changes and you push way beyond. You're willing to pull out more of those stops and be more aggressive.
Well,
I also really want them to sign IKF. I've decided that.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
For a couple of reasons. One, Heim and Cora love versatility. And outside of Shohei, there isn't a better pitcher / position player in baseball this year than IKF. Those are just the facts.
No. I don't want him on this team.
It's so funny though when like Ottavino, I think of a lot. Garrett Whitlock, I think of a lot. Like people the Yankees just flat out gave up on and then are really good for us. This is someone, Jared, I don't know if you recall. He had double the amount of hits in the playoffs last year as Aaron Judge.
That is true. That's true.
Even today, he was their best player. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't his fault they lost. You see Joey Gallo this year. Joey Gallo's having a solid year.
Do you want Joey Gallo on the Red Sox?
I wanted him in the winter. And everyone was like, eh.
I mean, Joey Gallo on this team would have been an abomination.
I've been getting a lot of Cody Bellinger takes.
Yeah, Joey Gallo.
Bellinger I wanted.
Joey Gallo's hitting 187 with a 780 OPS.
That OPS would be what, like fifth on this team?
He's 0.6 WAR for Joey Gallo this year.
Pretty good.
Joey Gallo's been washed for years.
A positive WAR is what I'm hearing.
A positive WAR. I mean, no. Get out of here with that. Let's see. Let's look
With
at
IKF?
Yeah, no, fuck IKF. He doesn't like me, he said. If you don't like me, you can't play for
Nobody does. Nobody. Most of the team doesn't like you.
That's not true. There's 2 dudes that don't. And
you're giving the subreddit way too much, Jared. You're giving way too many details.
I don't give a fuck.
We're going to have a full breakdown tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's just 2 dudes, and yes, you can guess who they are, but it's very obvious.
They'll get the first one. They won't get the other one.
No, they'll definitely get the other one. They've already guessed the other one.
Have they?
Yeah, they're spot on. They're smart people.
Good for them.
06 WAR would be Rob Ref Snyder. Adam Duvall is 07. Yoshida 1-6, but that's because he's DH.
Duvall's been dead a majority of the year, too.
Yeah, I mean, Joey Gallo would have a higher WAR than Cutter Crawford.
Yeah, I didn't say WAR.
What?
I said OPS.
Oh. Well, yeah. I'm just saying. Just saying where it would fall on this team. So we'll see. What the fuck else do we have to get to this episode?
I don't know if there's anything left.
Well, we got to talk about fucking knockaround because I know Coley wears those sunglasses all the damn time. He's up there in Maine. The sun is unbelievably. It's hot. It's glaring. There's trees to block it, but not at Coley's house. Coley's got this big ass pool in the backyard. He's going up there. He's trying to block the sun any way that he can. Coley, there's one way to do it. It's with knockaround sunglasses because summer's in full swing and you need a pair of great shades that you don't have to break the bank for. Knockaround sunglasses, the go-to for quality polarized shades that won't break the bank. Plus, they just released the first 9 teams of their official MLB collection, including the Red Sox and the Yankees. We all know that people that listen to this podcast love the Yankees. As well, I mean, they probably do that. There's definitely Yankee fans that listen. As well as official U.S. women's soccer team sunglasses, so you can add a little something extra to your game day outfit in time for this summer's big matches. Don't be the person that's squinting into the sun or worried about getting sand on their overpriced sunglasses. Check out knockaround.com for great looking polarized shades starting at just $28. Super affordable. Again, they've got Red Sox, Yankees, Dodgers, Mariners, Cardinals, Cubs, Giants, Padres, Astros. And I'm sure that they'll be expanding, but those are the teams for right now. Yeah, we did lottery. We did Klark's, we did Haiku's, we did Coley.
I want to bring one up, but I don't want to upset you if you didn't have it ready.
Oh, we didn't finish the Stop and Shop look ahead.
Oh, that, and we didn't do Call of the Week.
Yeah, Coley, the call, well, we can't do it with Coley on the phone because when you play sound from your cell phone when you're on a call, it sounds like shit. But we have the Call of the Week sponsored by Nextel i90.
Okay.
I love that sound.
Did you have a Nextel back in the day, Coley?
So remember when the tall ships came to Boston?
Like the Pilgrims?
Not like that long ago, but like the tall. This was probably like 98, 99.
No, that was yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So the whole city, like city workers, got the original Nextel because they were like, the city's going to be packed. There's one cell phone tower in the country at this point, so we need to be able to communicate. So they all got Nextels, including my father. And so he got to keep it, and he got me one. So I had the original one. And then this fucking moron loses his. So there was no reason for me to have one. There was no one else to jerk. So, and this was, again, like well before they were cool. Mm-hmm. So then we ended up moving to Verizon and doing that whole song and dance. But then Nextel took off throughout our entire, it was that and the Sidekick were all high school. And I was over there chirpless.
Mm-hmm. So what did you get, a Sidekick?
No, I had fucking whatever Verizon nonsense was going on.
Mm.
The Sidekick, man.
That's interesting. I was a Nextel guy for quite some time.
I didn't have a Razor. I didn't have really any. I didn't have any of the cool phones until what was the Verizon one that like flipped open? That was probably like 07, 08. Those were everywhere.
I had the Verizon phone that flipped both ways. It was fucking sick. I mean, you can't see me, but like it opened like that. It opened like that if you want to take a call, but then it opened like that if you wanted to text.
Yeah, mine was just like phone, and then you could open it and had the full keyboard.
Yeah.
And that was sick.
Yeah. But I can't remember what that phone was called, but it was fucking great. That was probably my favorite phone I've ever had. I still have it.
Was it the chocolate?
No, it wasn't the chocolate. That was the slide up one.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, chocolate slid up. Yeah, do you ever have a BlackBerry?
Yeah, I never had the trackball. I had the pad because I was late to it. So I never had like the ball. The ball seemed like more fun.
What I'm learning here is that there was a period of time where I was ahead of you in terms of technology.
Yeah, it's poor. That's what it was.
It was poor.
Poor. I knew of the technology.
Mm-hmm.
And I observed it quite close. Like I remember freshman year of college, someone had the original iPhone. And I was like, you have way too much money, in my opinion.
An embarrassment of riches.
Yeah, I was like, calm down, weirdo.
I don't know. I think I didn't have an iPhone until like the iPhone 3, and I think I've been an iPhone guy ever since.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who's got one and then stopped.
So I'm not going to name names here, but a friend of mine has an Android, and he was at my house yesterday, the day before, and so we're like, he wants to like show me something on his phone. I was like, bro, you have a fucking Android, like for real? And he's like, yeah. He's like, the Android can do all this stuff that the iPhone can't do. And I was like what? And he goes and pulls out a text message, and he's like, look, like you can select one text message and like directly reply to that text message. And I was like, not only is that not a cool feature that I don't even use on the iPhone, but the iPhone has that feature. Like if that's going to be your like, hey, Android is better than iPhone trump card, you need to rework that, because not only does the iPhone do it, but it's not even that cool.
No, the Android people, I don't know what went wrong in their life where they have this inferiority complex, and they'll tell you we're the inferior ones. And like you said, you'll ask them like, what's so cool? And then it's like, oh, we have this feature you don't even use 2 years before you don't even use it. Like,
yeah.
Awesome. Great.
Sick.
They built every single app with the iPhone in mind. And then like a year later, they're like, oh yeah, Android can have it now. Like obviously one of these phones is running circles around the other.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like an Apple snob. Like I'm not like, oh, every time that Apple comes out with a new product, I need it immediately, or I need the new one every time a new one comes out. But objectively speaking, I don't know how anyone could look at the iPhone and then look at an Android or whatever other dog shit cell phones are out there and be like, no, this is definitely better than the iPhone. Like, no, it's not. It's just not.
I will say this is an America only take, because if you see any of the phones that like people, I can't remember the name of the brand right now. It's bothering me. There's a brand in China. Their videos go viral every once in a while because it'll be some guy from like the 1,000th floor of an apartment building, and he'll just zoom in on people playing like poker on the street level, and you can like perfectly see every single card. So that phone definitely beats our ass, but because our government is so afraid of China, they won't let us have that phone.
That's probably fair. I mean, they would definitely use that phone to spy on us.
They're using the current phones to do like they're selling us the batteries already.
Well, that phone, I guarantee you, doesn't even exist. It's more just they're using CGI to make it seem like they have cameras that can do that, so that we're like, oh my god, like we need to buy this phone, and then we buy the phone and put our credit card information in it, and then they just constantly have the microphones live, so anything that you're saying in front of your cell phone is getting sent back to China. Like that's happening.
That's TikTok.
Like the way.
Yeah, TikTok is definitely listening all the time.
You guys ever have a BlackBerry torch?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, the amount of game I used to spit on that in the Everglade back in the day, dude.
I'm sorry?
I would spit game on them.
To whom?
My fellow middle school woman that I was speaking with at the time. I was also in middle school at the time.
Wait, the BlackBerry torch, that's not the one that slid up, right? No.
Yeah, no, the
Did it?
BlackBerry torch was the one that slid up.
It was?
I had that like after I think my original BlackBerry, like the one everyone had.
Yeah.
And it had that little brick game. You ever play that brick game?
No, I went outside, dude.
All right. Well, sorry your childhood was over and mine wasn't. Fuck you. Everyone played the brick game.
No, never even
Brick
heard of it.
Breaker? You do not even know the name Brick Breaker?
Yes, Brick Breaker. That's what it was called. Coley, you played Brick Breaker?
No.
Oh, why do you know what it is?
I have so much useless fucking information in my brain, Tyler. The fact that you don't know that by now is troublesome.
Jake, you play Brick Breaker?
Way too much.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never played it.
Oh my God. There's a lot of people that played Brick Breaker.
No, there aren't.
Can't have shit.
Listen, dude.
The emojis on BBM were better. They're still better than the ones on iPhone.
I'm trying to remember. I was definitely. Well, I told you, like I had a conversation. So like I still have my BlackBerry. Like I still have every cell phone that I've ever owned. And there was a girl that I got her number at a house party in 2009, but she had a boyfriend. So then in 2011, I saw like she gave me her number in 2009 and whatever, like she pretended to like take down my number too. And then in 2011, remember how like if you broke up on Facebook, it would say like, oh, so-and-so is single. So I saw that she was single and I texted her and she hit me with the who's this? And this is in 2011. So we're having this conversation in 2023. What?
It was still new to ask who's this in 2011.
Yeah. So in 2023, I'm like, yeah, like, you know, I remember back in 2011, you hit me with the who's this? And she was like, no, I didn't. Like, there's no fucking way. And I was like, not only will I go find this fucking cell phone, but I still have the charger. I'll charge it up. I'll go through every single text message of 2011 and I will show you for proof. And still had it. Like my BlackBerry from 2011 still works. Honestly, I think my Nextel still works. There's only like one cell phone I think I ever used that doesn't work anymore. Nextel's held up big time. Like I plugged them all in, charged them, and they turned on. Some of them they wouldn't like stay on, but the Nextels for sure. Like I think one of my Nextel's antennas was held together by Scotch tape. Sometimes, yeah, Tyler.
Jesus.
Yeah, not all of us grew up rich like you did.
I did not. Listen, let's reel it in here. I was a victim of theft. I've had more than 4 phones stolen in my lifetime.
That sounds like a you problem. I've only gotten my cell phone stolen one time. I was a freshman, and someone stole my Nextel. I left my phone in my locker for gym class.
Oh, me too. That's how I lost 4.
Yeah, well, you're an idiot for letting it happen the next 3 times.
Did the kid hit you with the like, hey, I'm gonna help you look for it? Like you go like looking around.
Kind of. So like I came back and I was like, someone stole my fucking phone. And then he looks at he's like, oh, it looks like this must be the SIM card to the phone. I found it on the floor. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. And he was the one who stole it, but we got it back. He's a fucking idiot.
Mine didn't come back. They told the school said they had their cameras off every single day it happened.
So the principal stole your phone. They're like, this kid's a fucking idiot. He keeps believing us that all our cameras were broken. Every time if you don't want to put a lock on your locker, guess what? Principal McStuffy is going to fucking steal your phone every single time.
I just kept putting my hope in humanity, and I was let down every single time.
Well, you're an idiot. I mean, that should be life lesson number 1 is never put your hope in humanity.
Correct.
Cole, you ever had a cell phone stolen?
No.
Yeah. Jake, you ever had a cell phone stolen before?
No, I'm not an idiot.
Fuck you guys. You know how embarrassing it is to be asking people to call your mom, to be like, hey, I need to call my mom to tell her my phone got stolen. And then I call my mom and she's screaming at me while I'm on the phone saying, how did you get another fucking phone stolen?
I mean, after the second one, dude, what are we doing?
I don't know, man.
You didn't think to like buy a padlock to put on the locker? You're just like, oh no. Once that's it happens.
Bad
Everyone
luck.
gets their phone stolen once. Second time, like, damn, like I really should have learned my lesson. The third and fourth time, like I wish that they stole your phone more. I wish they stole your fucking car after that.
It became more of a game to me where I wanted to see how far they would go to find the phone. So like I was like hiding it in certain parts of my bag.
Guess what? You lost.
Yeah, I did. Most of the time.
It became a game to me. I wanted to see it. Hey, this idiot, is he going to be able to find my phone now? And he's just like, yeah, dude, it's under your pants.
Just empties all my shit on the floor.
How many places could your phone be in a fucking locker, dude?
I had a lot of zippers on that bag. It was tough. I hope the people that took them needed them.
I put it in my back pocket this time. There's no way he'll find it now.
Was it Tane Sturts who gave up that mammoth bomb to Barry Bonds at Yankee Stadium?
Who was that? I feel like it was a lefty.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a righty.
Was it? Let me see. Barry Bonds, Yankee Stadium, home run. Barry Bonds demolishes home run at Yankee. Let's see who was pitching here. It was a lefty.
Oh, wow.
Number 43. I have no idea who this fucking slapdick is, but
Yeah, the point is that's Tyler. The ball is his phone, and Bonds is the thief. 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
It was pathetic. I don't know what I was thinking, but it hurt more and more every single time it happened. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. After the 4th time, it's just like you might as well just fucking buy a new phone and put it out in the open. Be like, you're going to steal it anyway.
It was Ted Lilly, I believe.
That was Ted Lilly?
Ted Lilly. I knew it was some fucking idiot.
Some fucking idiot. That's Ted Lilly?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was I remember when he would pitch at Fenway and the Lilly chant would get to him. Lilly, and he would just melt down. The dude couldn't battle through the sound of his own fucking name.
That's gonna be next year's lottery. Is guys who used to just shit their pants. Like opposing players.
Yeah. I forget who it was. I think it was like Millar. It was Millar and someone else. But when Ted Lilly was pitching at Fenway, they were wearing the dugout jackets, and someone was sitting on the left, someone was sitting on the right, and someone had like LI-LY on the back of their jackets to get the fans to chant Lilly because they knew that he would just melt down if they did that. I forget. You got to find that. Do you remember that?
Not like I feel like I've heard you say that before, but I can't picture it in my brain. But I love that. Like that had to have been like Blue Jays era Lilly, right?
I don't know. I don't even know
like
where
Cashman was like, I need this guy. This guy's got Bronx mentality.
Ted Lilly, Red Sox.
All that shows up is How I Met Your Mother.
Lily. Yeah, I don't know. That was definitely a thing, though. Maybe. What team was he on in 2003?
That'd be the Jays.
Ted Lilly.
Oakland.
Oh, so maybe it was during the division series in 2003. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and like watch those. I think it might be in like the 2003 Red Sox DVD.
Why would there be a no 3D?
Yankees traded him mid-year, it looks like, to Oakland. In 02.
There was an 03 DVD because we didn't win fucking World Series back then. So like just getting to the ALCS was DVD worthy back then.
Yikes.
Yeah. It was like, I think it was called like Cowboy Up, the story of the 2003 Boston Red Sox.
You imagine how many movies the Yankees would have the last decade?
Oh my God. Imagine if the Yankees put out a DVD for last season, just getting their fucking balls cut off in the ALCS. People, I mean, we don't bully the Yankees enough for being down 3-0 and then trying to fire up the boys by showing them the Red Sox comeback.
All-time move.
That is a fucking masterclass move.
Did you see, that was probably a month ago at this point, John Boy they do the like weekly sit down with Boone, and his phone or iPad fell, and it just showed him sitting on the desk like crisscross applesauce.
What?
Yeah, I did see this.
What?
He's doing the whole interview like on the ground, sitting legs crossed, and you would have no idea, but like the iPad fell and it just showed it. And,
it did like the zoom out feature, right, Coley?
Because it like however he had it propped up, it like slid, so it just went from showing the top of his body to his whole body, and it was like, oh, he's not in a chair. Oh, is he on the ground? Like, nah. It's like, what's going on here? And it's Jimmy and Jake, right? The Talking Yanks fellas. Yeah, they're both just like, what's happening here? Why are you sitting like that? But they don't ask. It's very funny.
This is oh yeah, it just zoomed out. And then Jake looks mortified. He's like, what the hell? Aaron Boone's camera revealed him sitting crisscross applesauce in the middle of our discussion.
Can you imagine one of the players walking in and seeing that? Oh my God, I could never look at him the same.
Especially like recently, but that seems to be more is that not attacking.
It keeps zooming out. And
yeah, I mean, that's ultimately what, a lot of times separated between
Jake's trying not to laugh.
That home run, it's like right up there with the Ortiz Grand Slam for like my favorite home, the Aaron Boone one.
Yeah.
Like him hitting that home run's brought me more joy than like most things I've ever experienced in this world.
I mean, think about where we would be right now. We would probably be unemployed, or I would be unemployed.
Yeah, I mean, if the Red Sox win that game, they'd probably lose to the Marlins, which is weird to think about. And then who knows what that offseason entails. Yankees.
You think they lose to the Marlins?
That Marlins team was beaten. I think Beckett was on a different planet. No one knew who Miguel Cabrera was yet because he was like 14. And the Marlins, every time they've made the playoffs, because 2020 is not a real year, every time they've made the playoffs, they've won the World Series. That's just kind of what they do.
But 2003 was also the year that the Red Sox beat them like 27-3 at Fenway.
There's no way Miguel Cabrera was on that team.
I think he was. 2000.
He did play more of that season than I always remember.
2003 Red Sox. Schedule and results. I want to say the Marlins might have taken that series, though.
He was in the lineup that day. 0 for 4 a day for Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah, he always played like 100 more games that season than I remember.
No, the Red Sox did take that. They won 25-8. They lost 10-9, and then they took the series 11-7 in the finale. But that Marlins team that got, I think Johnny Damon was like 3 for 3 in the first inning. It was something crazy like that.
Who were the starting pitchers for these? Like, there's no way Pedro was involved.
The Red Sox, after one, were leading 14-1. They're leading 14-1 after one. Johnny Damon was 5 for 7, but I'm going to look at it right now because I'm pretty sure he was 3 for 3 in the first inning. Okay, so he led off with a double. Then he tripled. And then he singled. So he was a home run shy of the cycle after the first inning. It was fucking Carl Pavano started that game.
Yeah, it was.
Carl Pavano versus Byung Hung Kim.
Very nice day from Todd Walker. 4 for 5, 3 ribbies.
Yeah, Todd Walker. Manny obviously hit a home run in the first. Manny fucking it was Damon. It went Damon double, Todd Walker single, Nomar double, Manny home run, Ortiz double, Millar single. See you later, Pavano. That was it. Nixon single, Miller walk, Veritek single, Damon triple, Walker single. See you later, fucking Alan Levralt. Then Nomar pop up, Manny single, Ortiz walk, Millar fly ball sac fly, Nixon walk, Bill Miller double, Veritek walk, Johnny Damon single to left. But Bill Miller was out at home. That was the first inning. Ortiz hit a home run in the second. Bill Miller hit a home run in the third. Bill Miller, Jason Veritek, RBI singles in the fourth.
Scored every inning but the sixth.
Ortiz RBI base hit in the fifth. Freddie Sanchez with a RBI ground out in the seventh. In the eighth, Bill Miller double to the left. That's a 2-run double to the left. Veritek sac fly. Todd Walker sac fly. Yeah, what a game. What a game. Red Sox Marlins 25-8. Poor Pavano. Just got absolutely dildoed.
What do you even tell your family after that?
It might be time to hang it up.
Was that McKeon? Or was that...
Yeah.
Okay, so he gave him 7 batters, and he was like, get the fuck out of my face, son.
6 batters.
6. He's like, I do not have time for your shit today, Pavano.
6 batters, 22 pitches, 6 hits, 6 runs, all earned.
He easily could have settled in, like very easily.
I mean, he had seen enough.
McKeon wasn't having it. He was like, "You gotta be kidding me."
Yeah. He was absolutely not having it. Led to a 14-run first, and it. Let's just say it didn't get better from there. A 28-hit night for the Red Sox.
I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Like, I miss just watching Manny Ramirez slug dingers so bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's always my answer to the question of, like, if you could bring any retired player back so you can watch their prime again, Manny. Like, obviously, Pedro is a very popular answer, and I understand. But Manny's in there every day. Pedro every 5 days, still the most electric day of the week. Not going to take anything away from that. But seeing Manny just hit bombs on a nightly basis. And yeah, I miss Manny probably. I miss Manny probably more than any other player I think I've ever seen. and that's like including Nomar.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people say Nomar. Nomar's probably not top 10 for me. But we haven't had anything like even remotely close. And we've had like Mookie's better at baseball, but he's not like there's just nothing you can like the closest thing you can compare to Manny was Ortiz, and then they hit back to back, which seemed terribly unfair.
I think like obviously Ortiz is a guy that, you know, playoff time. It's like you want to win a championship, you want to bring back Ortiz in his prime years. Like that's the button that you push there. Manny in the ALCS in 2004 didn't even drive in a run.
Didn't need to.
He didn't need to. I mean, it would have helped. I definitely would have helped.
Well, to be fair, I mean, he tried. Damon got thrown out at home.
That's true. In Game 7, first inning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He did. And then Ortiz just smashed a fucking homer anyway. He was like, fuck you. He's like, oh, you're going to throw it
immediately.
So yeah, he was just like, oh, yeah, everyone. Oh, yay. Fucking Johnny Damon got thrown at home play. Well, guess what? This one's going in the second deck. Go fuck yourself.
What, Manny was World Series MVP, right?
He was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're trying to say he didn't contribute.
No, I just said in the ALCS.
And he was monstering against the Angels.
You're thinking of 07.
Yeah, that was the back-to-back, right?
Yeah.
Was it the A's in 04?
No, it was the Angels, but you're thinking of his because they play the Angels every fucking year.
Correct. Yeah.
He hit the walk-off in Game 2
Rob.
in 07, and then in the clincher in Game 3, him and Ortiz went back-to-back off of Weaver.
Did he not do
Prime
anything
Jared
in
Weaver.
04 too?
In 04, I mean, like, that was Ortiz again, I feel like.
Well, sure. I mean, like I just said, the closest guy to Manny was Ortiz, and they hit back-to-back. Very unfair. So I'm sure they both did quite well. But I thought Manny was good in both those Angels here. Like, I remember him specifically tormenting the Angels.
In 2004 against the Angels, he hit 385 with an 1144 OPS.
Yeah, he fucking stunk. Yeah, he was terrible. Good call.
Yeah, he hit one homer, 2 doubles. But yeah, I mean, Manny against the Angels all right, so he had an 1144 OPS against the Angels in the division series in 2004. In 2007, he had a 1740 OPS against them. He just fucking hated that team.
Right, yeah. I can't believe he did that to Bartolo.
Yeah, he had a 769 slugging percentage against the Angels in 04, and it was 1125 in 2007. Oh, man. Yeah.
The best. Just the best.
My favorite, and I know that you agree with this. And maybe it's all right. It's not my favorite Manny home run of all time, but it's my favorite Manny reaction to a home run of all time. I feel like you know where I'm going with this.
Let's hear it. Then I'll know.
2005 ALDS against the White Sox, where he hits the fucking home run and he's got his fucking batting gloves off before the ball even is out of the infield. It was like opposite field too. And I think he
just flicked it.
He hit 2 home runs in that game. I believe it was Game 3. And who was that? Fucking Freddie, what's his face?
With a G, right? Garcia?
Was it Freddie Garcia? Yeah, the first one. He hits one opposite field and just starts taking his fucking batting gloves off. Like, no idea if this is going to be a home run or not, because it wasn't like it was launched. Yeah. And then the second one was like a missile into the monster seats, and that's when Chris Berman was doing it. So he hit him with the back. But yeah, that first home run that Manny hit against the White Sox in 2005, he's just like, fucking, what a waste of time that was.
Down 2-0, not giving a single fuck.
No,
Bomb.
I mean, people like Manny. I feel like, you know, the kids, Coley, the kids, like fucking Jake and Tyler here, I think they remember the stuff that gets talked about all the time, like like the high five and the piston and the monster. But like Manny used to say some shit. I think in 2007, when the Red Sox were down 3-1 to the Indians at the time, Manny was like, "Who fucking cares?"
He said something was like, "God's with me either way," right? Wasn't
he said Manny was like, "It's just a game. Like, why are people making such a big deal about this?"
Well, he dominates everybody. He's like, "Oh,
yeah,
fuck
the Red Sox are down 3-1, and people are like, Manny, like, you were on the 04 team, and can you draw anything from 2004 to maybe have a comeback in this series against Cleveland?" And he was like, "Who cares, dude?" He's like, "Who gives a shit?"
He's better than everyone, and he doesn't even give a fuck.
Yeah, and then he just goes out and just mashes more home runs, and then they win the World Series again. He was like, "Oh, that's cool. That's a week and a half of my vacation I'm never gonna get back."
Was it 06? He literally got DFA'd.
That was like the old school DFA, though, right?
That was like
Joe Mauer got DFA, and I remember people thought he was going to get traded to the Red Sox. It was like
that was like when there was like revocable waivers and irrevocable waivers. So like you would get designated for assignment, and then if a team claimed you, then it's like, all right, we can either trade the player to the team that claimed you. We can just hand you over. So if you had like a bloated contract and like the Dodgers claim Manny, it's like, all right, well then he's yours now. Like you have the entire contract. You have to pay him. Or you could pull him back. And the teams that would have like the players with the big contracts, they would like designate players for assignment, and then they would get placed on waivers. And if they cleared waivers, then they could get traded. And it was a way for teams to gauge trade interest in a player with still having the option of like, oh, if this team claims him, then we know that they're interested. But if you don't offer us a package that we want, then we're just going to pull him back. And now it's like he can't be traded. Or you would have like some shiesty teams where it's like, oh, like I see that you just put this player on waivers, and we're going to claim him just to block him from being able to go to someone else. Like, like if there was a player that the Red Sox really like, Irvin Santana gets designated for assignment, and like the Yankees like, fuck you, you're not getting Irvin Santana, we claim him. And then
that's how 2012 happened with the whole blockbuster, wasn't it? Correct. Beckett and Aegon, they both got claimed, right?
They all got claimed. Crawford got claimed. Yeah, like that's when we were like, oh, something's brewing here, because it was like the Dodger, like, this player, like Josh Beckett got placed on waivers, and then it was like the Dodgers made a waiver claim. Yeah, it was after the trade deadline, so like the Dodgers put in a waiver claim on all three of those guys, and then it ended up being a fucking monster trade. Like that never happened. That was unprecedented, and what a dumb thing for the Dodgers to do.
Just said we're gonna.
That was the dumbest thing. Bullshit. That's the dumbest thing any team has ever done. Hey, you guys have like 3 players that clearly it's not working out. They're owed a fuck ton of money. They're not worth it. Like Beckett's breaking down. Crawford sucks. Gonzalez like was worth it. Like Gonzalez, I still will like. I'll die on the hill that Adrian Gonzalez is great, but being like, yeah, not only do we want all 3 of these players, give us the full fucking contracts too. Like let us just take those contracts off your hands. And I know that they're playing like shit for you, but they put on that Dodger blue, championship city, baby. Championship city.
Was that right when like Magic bought the team?
I think McCourt sold earlier that year. That's what I started looking at.
Frank McCourt.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it was a new money move. I think that was the whole, like, the only reason it happened.
He bought the team in March of 2012, and that trade was August of 2012.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah. They were like, let's make a splash. That was probably, did Kemp get hurt that year?
I think that's around the time that he got fat.
Well, what was the 11 was the year him and Ellsbury both came second in MVP, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, so I think it was like then Kemp and Ellsbury both got hurt the next year. And so I think the Dodgers were like, yeah, let's go all in. The fucking NL West, they probably won it with like 80 games.
Yeah.
But my whole point was Manny got DFA'd, and he cleared waivers, and they sent him to Pawtucket. I think it was 06.
And he wanted to stay.
Well, he wanted to stay because he liked the barber down there more.
Yeah.
And it was like a real hassle trying to get him back up. And then when he finally came back up, he refused to start. And it was like this whole big thing, like, when is Manny going to play again? And he came up like in a clutch situation. I can't remember what it was, but there was like someone on second, and it was either tied or they were down one. And he was like, this is when I come in. And I remember I was listening to it on the radio. I was in the car with my mother, and I was like, Manny's going to fucking put one on, like, onto the pipe. And he didn't, but he did drive in the run, and it was just like, Manny's back. And then he wasn't
Manny's back
until he was traded.
Yeah.
I can verify. Like, those moments I don't even remember anything, obviously, before much of 07. I remember like him high-fiving in Camden Yards, like the fan and stuff like that. That's like my Manny Ramirez memories. And like 07 and all that.
Manny Ramirez.
Number 508.
Pawtucket legend. I'm pretty sure it wasn't like a myth that Manny, when he, of the several times that his name came, it was like a annual tradition every single July. It's like, oh, where's Manny going to get traded to? Starting in like 2005. And he gave the Red Sox a list of teams that he would accept a trade to, and the Paw Sox were on the list.
Big Manny Ramirez is going to bring baseball back to Pawtucket.
Yeah. He was like, honestly, just fucking trade me to fucking Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Dude, he'd love Worcester. He would love Worcester. The ball flies out of that place.
Yeah. He could probably still do it.
Oh, for sure. I feel like there used to be every offseason, too, there were rumors he was like meeting with the Yankees every offseason. I hated it so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be the greatest business move in history if the Woo Sox just gave Manny Ramirez a lifetime contract. Fuck it. Come down here. Just hit bombs. We're not asking anything more. Repeat and rinse every single year.
Yeah.
He was doing it in what? Japan and the KBO, Australia. Right? For a while. Australia.
Taiwan.
Oh, Taiwan. It wasn't the KBO. You're right. Taiwan.
Yeah.
Like, why
I think
not?
he probably played in the KBO too. But I know he was playing in Taiwan in 2013. But then there was some point like 2015 or 2016 where he signed with maybe it was in Japan. He signed with a team that it was in his contract that he got like free sushi for life or something like that.
16, he was like the Iowa Cubs hitting coach because I'm pretty sure he got a ring for that Cubs World Series.
So he was a player coach for the Iowa Cubs, and it was in his contract that he could not get called up. So he signed with the fucking Iowa Cubs to be a player coach. And it was in his contract that even if he was hitting 560 with a 2,000 OPS, that he contractually could not get called back up to the big leagues.
Is he still suspended?
No. They just, for whatever reason, they were like, yeah, like you can play for us, but you can't play in the big leagues, no matter what you do. That's insane.
Are you sure he
Yes.
wasn't? Because he left on like very suspended terms.
Manny Ramirez's contract with the Kochi Fighting Dogs in Japan includes unlimited sushi and optional practices. Yeah. He's like, I'll play for you guys, but you guys are going to give me all the sushi I want, and I'm not coming to practice. Manny Ramirez, this was what? This was 20...
He almost returned to Taiwan again in 2020.
This was 2017. Manny Ramirez has arrived in Japan for spring training with the independent league Kochi Island Fighting Dogs, and the initial details of the 44-year-old's interest in continuing his playing career are fascinating. At a press conference at which his number 99 jersey is Manny Ramirez, number 1, will have use of a Mercedes and a driver. 2, practices are optional for him. 3, he'll get a hotel suite on the road. And 4, he will receive unlimited sushi for the entire season.
What do you need more than that?
Unbelievable.
He was paid $0.
Yeah, that's literally that's all he wanted. That's all he wanted was unlimited sushi, a hotel suite on the road, and I'm not showing up to practice no matter what you say.
October 2022. Watching the Yankee series, I think that I can still make a comeback. I need a winter league team to play. Someone call me. Someone send me the number of any lawyer. I want to play in Australia or Taiwan. Dude just wants to play ball, man.
Any lawyer. I'll take literally any lawyer.
Any lawyer. Yeah, it's very funny that in his post MLB life, like the dude that you didn't know if he was going to show up to spring training. You didn't know what was going to become of him during the season. Is he going to, like, he might just like no show a game. Like the dude that kind of said like, I'm so good that I can do whatever I want and I might show up and I might not. He just has never given up baseball. Like to this day, I feel like he's still trying to play somewhere professionally.
We see like videos in the cages. He'll post them all the time.
Yeah. Dude, the Manny Ramirez movie is going to be quite the experience. He's 51 and still just doing it.
Running back. Worcester, please.
Yeah. If I could just bring back 25-year-old Manny and do it all over again, that would be something special. Oh, Manny. And he's one of those dudes like, you know, we'll get asked that question like, "Oh, who's your white whale to interview?" I don't want to interview him. That's one of those guys that I just want to keep that fourth wall. I just want him to exist out there. I want him to be this mythical unicorn creature. I don't want to have any type of relationship with Manny Ramirez. I just want him to be out there. I want to be able to watch his highlights and talk about the Manny Ramirez stories. I don't want to know him on a personal level.
I think if you interviewed him with Ortiz, it would be unbelievable.
You think so?
Yeah, because it probably wouldn't be in English a lot, so it would still you'd still have that, but you'd still be able to say you did it. Like, yeah, I didn't understand a fucking thing they talked about, but people loved it.
People loved it. Yeah, I get that's true. I mean, I got to interview Pedro with Poppy, and that was crazy. So being able to interview Manny with Poppy, I think that would be the way to do it. Just because he's like a big God guy now. Like I would need someone to keep him on the baseball tracks so that we don't veer into God too much. And I mean, who better than David Ortiz to be able to do that?
Yeah, he hates God. I think it should be you. It's preposterous. This isn't even that far-fetched. It should be you, Pedro, Manny, and Ortiz. And all you do is you open it and you close it. You just let them go. That's the only part that's in English. I don't want any other part of it. And I don't want subtitles. I just want them three talking. And you being like, and that was it. We'll see you guys next episode on whatever the fucking show is called with David Ortiz.
That would put a big damper on the Jared's Not Dominican crowd if I was the first and only person to interview Manny, Poppy, and Pedro at the same time. Like, of course it was me. Who else would be able to wrangle the three Dominican kings like that? The fucking Sultan of Saugus Domingo. That's who. That's gonna be. I guess that's my next goal. Maybe I'll ask Poppy if he can do that. We did talk about that when we were going over like who do you want to interview, like what's the guest list, and I brought up Manny, and he was just like, I don't know. He's just like, you know, Manny is as advertised. Like the dude that's just out there is like the space shot Manny that we think is like a fictional character, that's really how he is. So
what did he no-show like a year ago? What was it that he no-showed and David was like, I don't know, man. Don't ask me why he didn't show up.
Didn't he no-show his Hall of Fame? The Red Sox Hall of Fame?
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's what it was. And he was just like, I don't know where he is. He's like, he's going to try to come like a couple weeks from now or something like that. But he had no response.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I think he no-showed the Red Sox Hall of Fame, his own induction into the Red Sox Hall of Fame. Yeah. So
It would be impossible to schedule, but like, I would love to see Hanley and Manny talk.
Oh.
I feel wrong.
So Hanley just pulled a Manny at that like London thing.
I know. That's why I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, they like hired him to do like the London home run derby, and I think he came for the first day and just disappeared. He was supposed to do like 3 days or something with like the London series, and he came for the first day and then just was never seen again. Yeah, I mean that's Hanley. I think people really wanted Hanley to be Manny reincarnated when he was here, though.
Don't look up my tweets from back then.
Offensively, he wasn't because nobody's Manny, but I mean, Hanley in left field was quite a scene.
Yeah, but Manny as a left fielder was criminally underrated. Like,
I agree. Trust me, you're preaching to the choir. I agree, but like, I feel like when people say that they want someone to be Manny, they're saying it even if they don't intend to in a very negative way. Like people love Manny now, and plenty of people love Manny when he played, but most of it was super negative. Like the whole Manny experience was like pretty negative. People didn't love, oh, he doesn't hustle out of the box. He's one of the smartest hitters of all time. He knows he's not going to be safe at first. Why is he going to sprint to first? That drove people nuts. And Hanley, especially left field Hanley and DH Hanley, had a lot of those qualities people attribute to Manny. People don't like to talk about, and I'm sure Tyler's going to pull up his fucking UZR or something. First base Hanley was an electric factor.
I'm not even going to look at it, Coley. I will agree with you on that.
He was great because when he DH'd and when he was in left field, he was all by his lonesome. So he was disconnected from the game. When he was at first, he had his best offensive season when he was at first. He was fine. The only real fuck up I can remember was that Angels game where he chucked it to the backstop.
And extras.
Yeah, and that wasn't even his fault. They shouldn't have been in extras. They blew a huge lead in that game.
Yeah, I remember that was in 16 or 17.
I think it was 17 when he was playing first, right?
No, it wasn't 16.
Yeah,
16 was the year everything clicked. That was like
no, because I remember. I want to say it was 17. Because wasn't he hurt?
He was playing left.
Hanley Ramirez. I mean, I know he.
So 16, he played 133 games at first. 15 was the first year obviously in left field. Played 18 games at first, and 17, 25, and 18.
Yeah, 16 is when we got swept by Cleveland, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was also still very, very strange that Hanley in 2018 was hitting very well with the Red Sox. And then, then they were just like, you know what? See ya.
Well, very Manny-esque. The rumors that I don't think are super public that were coming out as to why he got released and no one picked him up were very funny.
Well, what the fuck? I thought he was doing much better than what these numbers say. Yeah, at the end of April, he was hitting 330 with an 874 OPS, and then in May he fell off. In May, he was hitting 163 with a 500 OPS.
In 18?
Yeah. And that's still like a crazy quick leash.
Wasn't it? Was it Blake Swihart who got to take his spot?
Probably.
I remember. I hate to say it. I was, as a big Blake Swihart guy, I was very.
Most of us were.
Hey, listen, we didn't know back then. We didn't know. Give me a break.
He could fucking breathe with the best of them.
Yeah, he loved oxygen.
We're on to Kyle Teal.
He loved it.
Was his mom like mad at you?
So Steve fucking said, Steve advocated killing him. And then someone transcribed the segment, and then she read it, attributed Steve's quote to me, put it in the fucking Remy Report message board, and his mom started slandering my good name. And then Blake got mad at me for what Steve said. And I was like, buddy, I didn't fucking say it. Well, is it your show? Yeah. I didn't say it though. Like, I get blamed for shit that like other people do all the time. All the time. It's fucking crazy.
That's where the deep breath came from. Because on the next show, we were like, that guy can't stop breathing.
Yeah.
He's so alive.
Yeah, he's so alive. Yeah, Blakey deep breaths. Like, yeah, like that guy crushes oxygen. There's no one more alive than Blake Swihart. Yeah.
What are those little oxygen bottles you can buy and you could like take a hit off of them?
I don't know, but listen, Blake Swihart's mom, if you're listening, it was Steve. I didn't fucking do anything. I didn't say anything. Wasn't my fault. Had nothing to do with me. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I forgot the origin of why he took deep breaths.
Yeah.
Because he's dead.
Yeah, because Steve advocated for his death. And his mom said that it was me. It was something.
Like, can't we just get this guy off the team? He's like, yo, just fucking kill him.
Yeah. That's basically what it was. We were going through all the different options for Blake Swihart. We were like,
DFA?
they could bench him. They could DFA him. You know, they could do all like, you know, fucking platoon him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going through all these options, and then Steve was like, or they could kill him. And I was like, yeah, I guess. I guess that's an option. I don't know that it's the best one, but yep. His mom. And then I remember like I was at Fenway, and I don't know why they were up there, but it was like Joe Kelly and Blake Swihart were standing like in the tunnel to go down to like the concourse area. And like Joe like called me up there, and like I'm having like the first like face to face with Blake since this thing happened. And he's like, but you get why my mom would be mad, right? And I was like, did she listen to the audio? Like, no, like, you know, we saw it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, but like, if you listen to it, you can tell that it's a joke, and you can also tell that it wasn't me who said it. Didn't matter. Didn't matter.
The decision was made.
It was determined.
I mean, to be fair to him, it wasn't like a positive segment for him. Just because you weren't the one who wanted him dead, we still wanted him off the team.
I didn't have an opinion either way. I didn't say like I was just like, I don't know what the fuck to do with him. And Steve was like, murder him.
Die.
Didn't his duck boat like pass ours during the parade?
Yeah, they had to like pull over for some reason, and he was just like black. I mean, he was probably the second most drunk person in the parade.
No.
Oh, he was. He was up there.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
I know who 1 and 2 are like locked in.
Rick Porcello.
Nope.
Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a break and talk about Zyn nicotine pouches. We're always talking about what a team needs to get to number one, but Zyn nicotine pouches are already there. Zyn has helped millions of people achieve a lasting change, earning the title of America's number one nicotine pouch. If you're a smoker or you're a dipper looking to make a change, look no further than Zyn. Zyn is made with 6 simple ingredients and is available in a wide range of varieties, including spearmint, citrus, and even coffee. And it's available in 2 strengths so you can control your nicotine satisfaction. Because it's discreet, you can enjoy it anywhere, anytime, so you never have to miss a moment of the game. Plus, every can of Zyn earns you points towards premium items like tailgating gear, top-of-the-line tech, Zyn swag, even gift cards. Find your Zyn at your local convenience store or online at Zyn.com. That's Zyn, ZYN.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The next day, when I woke up, I was like, holy, why the fuck did my ribs hurt? Was I leaning over the railing of the duck boat or something? And he's like, you were doing fucking football drills with BJ in the outfield after you guys got off the duck boats. Like you were letting a 6'4" professional athlete just light you up like Roman Reigns.
Cora was standing at me and Cora were standing at second, and he was just looking at you two, just like a disappointed father, just shaking his head. He was like, I don't condone this at all.
I don't condone this. I mean, there's no way that the Fenway Grounds crew was. I mean, well, I guess the World Series is over. I mean, it's I'm sure they weren't super pumped, but either way.
Oh, they were there. They were watching too. It was
Really?
no one was too upset. Just Cora.
Just Cora. Yeah, he was 1,000% the drunkest of the parade. Yeah.
That was you or him. Those are my top 2.
I was all right. Yeah, I was intoxicated. I admit it. I was. I'll confess. I was intoxicated. Yeah. Yeah, it was something that after all this time, I'm gonna come clean on that one. I was overserved. I was overserved that day. Yeah.
Oh, what a day!
What a day! What a day, Steve.
Suck on it.
Oh, come on, Alex. That's not cool. I see that the call with Coley is already 1 hour and 40 minutes. He probably came on the podcast I don't know. We were already doing the podcast for 1 hour and a half at that point, no? What time did we start the podcast, Jake?
We're 9 minutes away from 3 hours.
People are gonna be like, "Why? What happened?" It was just they took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs.
Greatest series ever.
They took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs, and Dallas just fell from the clouds for the stop and shop look ahead against the A's. He called me, and I just happened to answer. And for the stop and shop look ahead, the both teams only named their series finale starters. So that should have been abbreviated. This should have realistically been 1 hour and 15-minute podcast.
We did 30 minutes last time.
Yeah, we had to talk Manny. We probably did 35 minutes on Manny Ramirez.
At least.
At least.
We did a quick 10 on Todd Walker. There's a Mark Loretta segment.
Yep.
For reasons. We talked some trades. I thought you guys just weren't calling today. The game ended at 5.
I was at a Hawaiian barbecue.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
And I texted you at 7:30. Obviously, Faria gets the ketchup.
Right.
You said was never in question. I said Faria was sweeping the nation, and I was like, they must have already done it. I just want to get my vote on the graphic for JF.
No, I had a Hawaiian barbecue, and then I can't. It's 10:38. I haven't had dinner yet, so
The 99 is closed.
99 is closed. That window's closed. I was gonna try and order Uber Eats and have it on my front steps, but I was like, it's fucking pouring out. By the time it gets here, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be washed down the street. So I guess that means McDonald's. I don't know.
Good.
What do you mean good? You want me to get fat?
Yep.
Get.
Then I can.
Oh!
Yeah. Thank you, Coley. Revenge.
Thank you, Coley.
you.
Come
Fuck
on,
you.
man.
What happened
Holy
to Bullet?
spitting.
Eject.
Fuck both of you guys. Fuck all of you. Fuck Jake. Fuck Jared. And fuck Coley.
That's rude of you to say.
It's facts.
It's not.
Would you like to read your tweet to the people? What you tweeted at me a few days
What
back?
tweet? I have a social media manager. I didn't tweet that.
That's the route. That is so unnoble of you.
What do you mean?
This fat phobic comment.
I have a social media manager that's handling all of my social media.
Which you wrote. I couldn't even repeat it.
To who?
I just asked you to delete it. Let me guess, you didn't delete it.
Delete what?
You post your picture of the 99, which shit meal. What is it, grilled chicken or something?
It's
I don't even know
balsamic
what the thing
chicken,
on the
you
right
fat
is.
fuck.
Fuck you. Let me finish. You're the fat fuck, peg legs. Didn't even get buffalo tenders. Grow the fuck up. Nice comment for me. Trust me, we know your dietary tips will lead to plenty of growing. That's really? That's funny? That's humorous?
Right. My social media manager said that. I haven't been on Twitter in like 3 months.
Send me his email.
Her email.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
Jake, cut
Yeah,
that out.
they can get jobs too.
Yeah. That is super sexist of you to just assume that my
Yeah.
social media manager is
Cut
a guy.
that out.
Yeah.
Jake, I was looking good before that.
Yeah. Apologize to Edith.
Edith, I didn't mean to disrespect you, and you're right. I am a fat ass.
You did disrespect Edith, my social media manager. She's been doing a great job. So.
Can you really not eat chocolate?
No, I can't.
Or peanut butter, he said.
Either.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
I lack a lot of things in my tool belt.
What else?
That, eating anything healthy. I don't believe in vegetables.
I mean,
I'm not long for this life.
for the most part, vegetables are pretty overrated.
Yeah, vegetables stink. But I've been hearing this conspiracy theory a lot recently, and I think it's one Jared would like. All allergies are fake. Like, they just don't exist. People are just lying.
All allergies?
Yeah, like, I'm not talking like tree pollen and stuff. Obviously, that fucks you up. But like food allergies, like, those people they just want attention.
I think I've had allergic reactions to things, but not food.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I've taken medications that have given me full body fucking hives before.
Yeah, those are chemicals.
Yeah, but Tyler is full of shit that he can't. He also just said he's never even had chocolate. So how would you know?
I did when I was really young, and I had like a awful,
okay. So
awful
at first you said you've never had it. Now it's when you were young.
in my life. Like I was not.
You weren't alive back then?
I told you I woke up.
You weren't alive?
I woke up in third grade.
You weren't alive when you had chocolate?
That point in time, I wasn't there.
Okay. You're not making a lot of sense here.
You don't.
What was
understand
the story that Tyler told on the last episode that was mortifying, Jake?
The holy water?
Yeah. This motherfucker won't drink tap water because of the chemicals in it, but he drank holy water.
That's like fucking like rubbing alcohol.
Well, Coley, I come from a religious family, and there was a lot of bottles actually in this little shelving thing right next to me. My parents would keep a lot of holy water in the house in case of need, and my sister and me were thirsty that day, so we started downing that shit.
What need? What need?
What, Coley?
You said what in case of emergency? Like what? What emergency?
We were demonic kids. Anything could happen. We have crosses on every room in this house.
You had emergency holy water.
Yeah. What else would you keep it in your house for? Was there standard holy water where it was like, all right, this is the holy water that we use on a regular basis, but if we run out of this, then we have the emergency holy water? No, I would say it was just probably our standard holy water for the house then.
Okay.
I think it just wasn't. It was hidden.
How many exorcisms have taken place in the Milliken household?
Honestly, likely a lot. Someone died in this house. Well, actually, multiple people died, but before we moved.
What?
A lot of people have died in this house. There was a lady from the previous owner. I met this kid when I was growing up in school, and like his sister died in the basement in this house when it used to be rented. Then it became a house. Then Bullet died.
How did she die?
Buffy died.
You killed
something
Bullet.
Downstairs.
Something?
The way he framed it, and my mom was like, "Yeah, that's true." She died falling down the stairs here, or something like that.
Sounds like you needed to clear some people out of a house you wanted to buy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
My bed right next to me. My last dog before Samantha died underneath that bed. Buffy had a heart attack underneath there.
Who's Buffy?
My second dog after Bullet. I got Buffy.
So you've killed 2 dogs.
No, Buffy had a heart attack underneath the bed.
Dogs don't have heart attacks, dude.
This dog did.
No.
Why was it under the bed?
He liked to be underneath the bed.
Dogs, Jake, have you ever heard of a dog having a heart attack?
It's got to be the only one.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Buffy passed away. It was awful.
I'm sure it was awful. You're a serial killer, dude.
I'm not a serial. I can't help that things die around me. Maybe that's why the holy water was in here in the first place.
What about Uncle Bucky when he died?
He didn't die here, but actually the day before his funeral, all my family stayed here. So I guess you could count some of those points.
So it was death by proxy.
Yeah, I woke up and I was unsure of what was going on, and my mom was like, "Wake up, little Tyler," because I loved Uncle Cubby, and he was like, "Uncle Cubby's
Bucky.
dead." Oh no, you keep getting them confused.
There is an Uncle Bucky.
Uncle Bucky he's the one who unfortunately fell down. He also fell down the stairs. Uncle Cubby's the one that died here. You kept combining Uncle Cubby and Uncle Bucky, and now you think they're one person.
Well, I mean, I'm just starting to get the sense that one day it's going to come out that you are a serial killer.
If that's what gets released to the public, that's what gets released to the public.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where you're you're a serial killer, and they're going to take footage from this podcast and of us just laughing about Tyler being a serial killer, and then they're going to put ominous music behind it.
The murder music podcast.
Yeah, they're going to put ominous music behind it and slow it down and put it in black and white, and it's but he really didn't kill those dogs and his Uncle Bucky and Uncle Cubby.
Hiding in plain sight. Milliken thought joking about it would get the heat off his tail.
Right.
Listen,
yeah.
Death comes for everyone at some point.
Yeah, well, sometimes Death's name is Tyler Milliken.
Yeah.
You got that right.
Expedited.
Yeah, he definitely expedited the process with a lot of these people.
How old was Buffy when she had the supposed heart attack?
7.
That's way too young.
That's way too young to have any type of heart condition.
Bullet didn't make it to 1, so Buffy was 7.
Yeah, we know. You really wanted a new dog, and that just wasn't in the cards.
Sam's 9, so she's performing quite well.
Yeah.
Shout out my cousin's dog Prudence, who I was hanging with today.
Prudence?
Real nice dog. Definitely caught my attention. Yes.
Prudence.
That Prudy for short.
For sure. This kid cannot speak. Prudence.
Got a problem with the name?
No, I like it. It's a good Beatles song. Dear Prudence.
Name stinks.
Coley said it stinks. So
yeah, I'm not a Beatles guy. Wait, Prudence? You're talking about Prudence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Coley. Fuck you.
That's a bad name for really any if you were a prune juice manufacturer, maybe.
It's like a classy, elegant name.
It's not.
It's not. It's really not. Before we get out of here, we didn't do series predictions.
Jared, let's be real here.
Coley, what's your prediction for the Red Sox A's?
If they don't sweep, like, green light, that's what, like, the message should be to the team. Like, if you don't sweep the A's, there's no reason for us to buy at the deadline. Like, zero.
That's fair. Tyler, what do you got for this series?
Yeah, give me a fucking sweep. You got all the momentum riding. This is a poverty franchise. You got Pivetta for one of these bullpen games. Bello on the last one. Get the damn job done. This ain't a real baseball team.
Jake, what are you thinking right now?
I feel like they could not even show up and still sweep.
It's a fair take. I think I'm probably gonna go sweep here. That's the first ever, I think, sweep.
Watch them get swept.
Don't say that. Don't put that onto the universe. We never even did the call of the series. I don't even know what the call would have been. The Yoshida Grand Slam, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even play it.
Or is Monaco just taking over now?
No, I think it's like
OB's tied up somewhere.
Yeah, Monaco was doing how many games? Is he done? Or is he going to Oakland? Yeah, he said he was flying.
Yeah, he's going.
He's going to Oakland.
Yeah.
Which I prefer. I like Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco's great. Coley, any closing final thoughts?
No.
Tyler, any final thoughts?
Welcoming Gonzalez, what he did, 6 shutout innings, first outing at AA. Keep an eye on him. 9 Ks.
Ooh. Okay. Jake's takes?
Just love to follow up a clean 40 pod with a good 3-hour piece.
And we had to talk about Manny.
Had to talk about Manny. We had some takes we were sitting on for a while.
We had to walk through the old DFA structure.
Yeah. Yeah. We had to explain how the 2012 Carl Crawford, Josh Beckett, Adrian Gonzalez trade came to fruition. That was on the docket from day one.
We didn't even mention Punto. We could have done a whole another 15 on Punto being in that field.
Yeah.
Put it up, Jake.
Yeah. We had to get some Irvin Santana talking there and break down. We had to break down Manny's division series performances against the Angels specifically.
10 minutes on Ted Lilly.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of Lily talk.
A lot of Lily talk in this one.
We had to go inning by inning, batter by batter, about 2003 Marlins Red Sox regular season game.
Yeah.
Deeper breakdown than any of the games from this series as well, by the way.
That's true. That's true. We broke down 2003 Marlins Red Sox more in depth than we did in any of the games that the Red Sox just played against the Cubs. Hey, that's what you get.
The big Jack McKeon episode.
Huge McKeon episode. Yeah. McKeon finally gets his shine on this fucking show. Yeah.
Have you guys watched The Bear?
No, I keep hearing about it.
Never.
It ties into this. There's a reason I brought it up. Because we just played the Cubs. The Cubs in 03 obviously lost to the Marlins. And they break down who deserved the actual blame instead of Bartman. And that should happen way more in things that aren't even about sports. It should be, hey, by the way, Alex Gonzalez was the real fuck face of that. It's just very funny that it took literally 20 years for someone like very publicly to be like, yeah, we were real shitty to Steve Bartman for no reason.
Yeah. Poor guy. I mean, when they won the World Series in 2016, they offered him the opportunity to throw out the first pitch on opening day in 2017. He said, go fuck yourself.
Didn't they offer him like a ring and a spot on one of the floats?
Yeah. They're like, hey, it's over. Everyone's not mad anymore. And he was like, good. Well, I am.
Fuck all of y'all.
You guys, I'm glad you got your fucking World Series title, but my life is ruined. And it has been for 2 decades.
Yeah, for 13 years now, it's been hell. I've had to move.
I've had to change my name. My family won't speak to me anymore, but I'm glad that you won your fucking baseball games.
Oh, it's insane. It's insane. It took 20 years for a Chicago-based TV show to be like, by the way, Alex Gonzalez had a can of corn double play that he just fucked up.
Yeah.
And we should have been mad at him all these years.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just easier to be angry with Bartman. Poor guy. All right. Well, we'll be back on what? Wednesday? This is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All right.
3:30 game on Wednesday.
Yeah. We'll be back on Wednesday night to break down Red Sox A's. Once again, one of the most exciting matchups of the season. The Oakland A's, the 2018 wild card participant Oakland A's versus the Boston Red Sox. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And rest in peace to all the people and animals that Tyler has killed.
Fuck you.
Buenas noches, amigos.